we take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
To the front bumper, and he hits him again now. Rayon Fowler into the outside wall.
He's gonna pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's gonna get them all done with. What amazing!
To the inside goes Logan Cloudman is gonna touch in. Pit press sideways. What a save!
Look to the outside as Trunkgate goes off. De Jong into second place.
Going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
Trying this contact though.
Slide left to the racetrack. Chris Benner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact.
He's going to try and make the move around the outside the parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cutback here. Get the run out the parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Makashube, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
Good evening. Welcome everybody to the Tricky Triangle. It's Pocono here on a Sunday night. The TRJKarting.com Blazing Pedals Truck Series. I'm your host Chris, and with me as always my good friend Rick. Rick, how's it going?
Oh man, happy Sunday night, Chris. I'm excited to be down here in Long Pond, Pennsylvania, here at Pocono with you, man. The Tricky Triangle. It's going to be a good race tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to watch this race, Rick. The air temperature 78 degrees right now. Track a little on the warm side. It's 107 degrees. Of course, each corner here a little bit different. Each corner taken from a different track, Rick, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But we've got some other stuff to talk about here. And first thing that comes to my mind, Rick, is the winner of the last, few races or so. Let's talk about it, Michael Cozy Jr.
Yeah, Chris, Michael Cozy Jr. on a tear so far, winning 4 of the last races, man. And there's a bit of a bounty out there, I hear, on that number 77 truck, Chris. Got to race him clean. Can't take him out. But somebody's going to be coming home with some new racing gloves, man. I can't wait to see those and see who gets that. But yeah, Michael Cozy Jr., last 4 races. He's won at ISM. He's won at Talladega, Gateway, and Kentucky. And so far, between Tyler Gary winning the season opener at Michigan, those are our winners, man.
Yeah, 2 different winners here so far this season. Cozy on lockdown mode as everybody is trying to figure out a way to catch him up. And we're going to see if maybe this triangle has his number. Right now, he's showing up second in the speed charts here in practice.
Well, let me tell you, those Sparco KG3 gloves, Chris, coming to whoever claims that bounty from TRJKarting.com. I've seen those on the website. They are beautiful. That's pretty exciting, man, and great for Tim. You know, what he's doing for this league over there at TRJ Karting is just awesome to see.
Yeah, really cool. We've got another couple of things to talk about. Number 1 on that list, the number 12 truck being driven again. They knocked the dust off from it. Bryce Lewis taking control of the 12 truck, paint and all, from Mark Arthur. Mark is live admitting the race. We are back to it now. The 12 is back on track, courtesy of Bryce Lewis. And did want to bring up a couple other things tonight. It's not too early to talk about it, Rick, I don't think. We got the permission to go ahead. Tonight is going to be a payout race.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Yeah, go ahead.
$15 for first, 10 for second, 5 for third, and an additional 5, Rick. And you and I get to choose that one.
Yeah, that's going to be real fun. I mean, we get to watch these guys, see what they do out there as drivers, and we get to basically either a save of the race or a move of the race. There's a bunch of different things, so that we got some stuff to look out for, Chris. But as you said earlier, though, it's good to see that number 12 Toyota back out there on the track with Bryce Lewis. And man, we're gonna have a good race tonight, buddy.
Yeah, this is gonna be really fun. And just a couple of track facts here at the Tricky Triangle. It did open back in 1971, designed by 2-time Indy winner Roger Ward. 3 turns, modeled after other tracks. We already talked about that. Turn 1 has 14 degrees banking. That was taken from Trenton Speedway. Turn 2 with 9 degrees, that was taken from Indianapolis. And turn 3 with 6 degrees was taken from Milwaukee. So this track, 2.5 miles, Rick. We got 120 laps here tonight. It's going to make up 300 miles for these guys tonight.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Chris. And one of the other little track records that I kind of like to see, man, 2010, Elliott Sadler, he was my driver there last year in the Xfinity Series for Junior Motorsports. He was the winner of the very first truck race here at Pocono, and we got the trucks, man, so it's going to be cool. We're going to see who's going to win tonight. Is it going to be Michael Cozy Jr. bringing home number 5, or is somebody going to be claiming that bounty? 120 laps, 300 miles, Chris. We're going to find out soon.
Point standings really shaping up here, and they are close. First place, Ashton Slice. Aaron Bockover, after not finishing quite where he wanted to last week, did slide down in the second spot. Michael Cozy Jr. up to third. And you can take a look at the rest there. And that is kind of the story from the season here.
That was kind of interesting, Chris. After last week there, James Mullins, he went up 6 points. You got Paul Coleman Jr., who wasn't able to make the race last week, falling down 10. We also have Aaron Ramon, who moved up 6, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, gonna be some good racing here tonight. Qualifying around this tricky triangle, starting in about a minute, Rick, and we're gonna take a quick break, and then we're gonna come back and bring all of the action from qualifying.
Yeah.
And we are ready to start bringing you the action. Want to thank everybody out in chat. Already getting it going in chat here. Really do appreciate that. Make sure you keep us involved because we love to answer questions. You got a question out there, we'd like to try and answer it for you. Certainly will give it a try. And, well, Rick, we talked about him already once. Michael Cozy was second fastest. Guess what? He's on top of the speed charts now. The 77 has the fastest time of practice as we get ready to go into qualifying mode.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that we definitely were expecting to see anyway. I mean, Michael Cozy Jr., he is a wheelman behind that number 77, Chris. And now we're going to see what happens here during qualifying. It could get interesting.
Fields resetting, getting ready for qualifying. Who's going to be the first one to take out on the track? It's going to be the 3 truck of Corey Sherman. Aaron, what's the question? Go ahead, bud. Just type it right out.
Yeah, definitely type that. We love seeing you guys out there in chat. We appreciate you all coming out here on a Sunday night. This is the way that I like to end the weekend, Chris. Get a good start to the week, man. Being out here with the Blazing Pedals TRJKarting Truck Series and Pocono. It's a good track, man.
A lot of fun. Several drivers now out on track. We'll stick with Corey Sherman to see how he does.
Now, I really like on the bottom of his truck there on the side skirt, Chris, he's got the Bounty Hunters logo. They're all looking for those awesome gloves from TRJKarting, man. This is going to be interesting.
Red and Blue, glad that you went about getting into that entry league. That's pretty cool. And hopefully we see you here on a Sunday night soon.
Yeah, speaking a little bit on that, Chris, as we're watching these guys go around in qualifying, if anybody out there, any of the viewers want to race, or anybody who watches this broadcast after the race has concluded, Blazing Pedals has an entry-level team that they have on Friday nights. You're running the same tracks as the Sunday night guys. You're running the same lengths, same truck, same setup, everything. The only thing that's different is it's not broadcast at this time. And as long as you're in there, you can prove to these guys that you're a good, clean, respectful racer. You could be invited over here to the Sunday Night Premier League, and that's really cool. I love how this league does that, Chris. And these drivers, they have so much respect for each other out on the track. It's just awesome to see.
Aaron is asking, how many laps should I pit if there are 20 laps in a race? Aaron, it depends on the car. It depends on the track. Honestly, with 20 laps, unless you're talking about dirt, you probably can make it all the way without even worrying about a pit stop, but not here at the Tricky Triangle. 2.5 miles, you're going to probably see about 25 laps as a guesstimate here for how long you can go on a tank of fuel. Corey Sherman gets done with his first lap, Rick. 55.818 for Corey. As we go out and check out the 78, William Locklear. Locklear's first lap puts him in second. Brian Dees was actually able to take over first spot in that very good-looking number 17 Doritos truck.
A lot of beautiful paint schemes out there on the track tonight, Chris. Definitely 17, one of our favorites. That blue and the orange and the black really, really pop out, but there's a lot of them out there, man. I mean, you know, we're a big stickler for the monster cars. Those guys driving those. We like the Chad Oxidine, who's out on track right now, and the number 28 Good Wrench Chevy doing what he has to do.
Another guy out on track. As of last week, he was the points leader. He's fallen back by 2 points now. Aaron Bockover in the Budweiser 44 Chevy Silverado.
Yeah, that's another one of my personal favorite paint schemes, Chris. Kind of an old school looking. Aaron Bockover definitely coming out here to make a point. I have a feeling he did some practice there last week.
Skittles out in chat. How you doing, Skittles? And yes, red and blue. The 12 is sporting the My Little Pony paint, and that is for car owner. And it's all about the car owner, Mark Arthur, who once in a while we'll run that paint scheme, and pretty cool to see that paint scheme out there again. We'll get a shot of the 12 a little later on, but yes, it is definitely a My Little Pony truck. Michael
right now, Chris,
Cozy.
that's exactly what I was going to say, Chris. Michael Cozy, I got my eyes on the Bounty Man right now. He's out there doing his qualifying run. We'll see how the 77 truck can do tonight here at the Tricky Triangle.
So far, 6 trucks have put down a qualifying lap. Chad Oxendine, the fastest of them all so far, a 55.283. So with that lap, he is on top of the leaderboard. Tim, how you doing? Good to see you out there in chat. Hope you enjoy the race, bud.
And get ready to send those gloves out, Tim. I have a feeling tonight's going to be the night. You got these guys all worked up.
Oh, 77 into the wall. During his qualifying run, he'll reset and try again. Chad Oxendine still out there. A little bit slower on his second lap. Almost a half a second slower. So tires will definitely be something that we're going to have to watch, Rick. How much fall off do they get?
What's kind of interesting too, Chris, I'm checking out the track temperature right now. It has fallen down 6 degrees. It's at 101 right now. At the start of qualifying here, it was 107 there at the end of practice and whatnot. So that could be something. I mean, Cozy, it looks like he just got really loose and, you know, got too close up to that wall and just popped around. We'll see what he does here in his qualifying run.
Michael Cozy back out on track. Aaron has a question for us up in the booth. Aaron, don't be shy. Just go ahead and type it. We are paying attention. And we've got a fan of the 92, Blake Decker, out there. Blake Decker, very nice looking truck this week, Blake. Each corner here is so very different than the one you were just on. Something that as these guys move through this race, they're going to have to be very wary of. Can't forget what corner you're heading into, because that'll certainly spell disaster.
Well, that's what's kind of cool about this track, Chris. I mean, it's very technical. I mean, each corner is totally different, so it's going to get exciting to see how these guys are able to adapt to that situation, especially when they got a bunch of other trucks running around them. And I mean, that's one thing that's kind of fun about Pocono. I mean, it's got some nice long sweeping curves. It's got really long straightaways. So it's going to be really fun to see what happens. I would pit at the final lap, bro, right after the checkered flag, or right before the checkered flag. Totally up to you. Just tried to answer that question there for you earlier, buddy. It all depends on what car, what track, what you're doing.
Title sponsor truck, the 16 TRJ, driven by Ian Habiuk, out on track trying to qualify. Michael Cozy was able to take the pole so far, a 54.975, the first driver to crack that 55 mark. And he did it in pretty decent fashion. I don't think you actually have to pit when you're in the quarter midgets, bud. I think you have enough fuel to go, and tires are definitely not going to be an issue for you. Good luck in those quarter midgets. They're fun.
One person to probably ask about that question is out there in chat, and the owner of TRJKarting.com, Tim Habiuk, might be able to help you out with that also. So no surprise, Chris, as we're going, look who's on the pole, number 77, Michael Cozy Jr. with a 54.975. He definitely found some speed there.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because, yeah, you can find a little speed, but how long before you lose it? And you will. The trick here is to not lose momentum. And unfortunately, as the track is designed, each corner a little bit slower than the next. So it'll be interesting to see who's just going to throw it in and let it go.
And you can do that there a little bit in the beginning when your tires are fresh, Chris, and as you got a full fuel cell of fuel in the back of those trucks. But as the laps wind down, those tires are going to start wearing away. The gas is going to go away, so you're going to get a little bit lighter. We're in for a really good race.
We are, and guess who got knocked off the pole? Dalton Kilroe comes in with a 54.966, better than Michael Cozy. And we have somebody sitting on a pole that I've seen him race, and if he's determined enough, he can bring that 24 home.
I'm really hoping that, Aaron Backover has had not the good season. Dalton Kilroe, same thing, Chris. Not the season that he really wants there in the number 24 truck. Doing what he has to do, man. But he is a man on a mission here tonight. I don't want to talk about him too much because I'm worried about the commentator curse, but I wish everybody out there a really good race. But definitely Dalton Kilroe, getting into some late race accidents, doing good, keeping the truck clean all the way through, and then something just happens towards the end. So he's starting in a good spot tonight, though.
Yes, he is. The 24 going to be starting on the pole, guys. That means we have just a few minutes before we get going. We're going to bring you our grid music, and when we get back, we'll come through and go over the grid. We'll be right back. All right, we are ready to go here. Getting ready to bring you through the grid as these guys get set and ready to qualify. And that is not the right one at all. All right, on the pole, he has not hit the grid yet, but he's going to be the number 24 truck, Dalton Kilroe, on his outside. Four-time winner on the season, Michael Cozy Jr. Starting in third, in the 92, Blake Decker. Starting fourth, the 29, Chad Oxendine. In fifth place, driving the number 12, after he got the dust cleaned off, it's going to be Bryce Lewis. And the 12, starting in sixth place, in the 19, it's going to be Tyler Dugan. Starting in seventh, Rick, going to be the TRJ Toyota. The number 16, Ian Habiuk. In eighth position, in the number 68, it's going to be Ashton Schleisrick.
And in ninth, Chris, we got the number 44 Budweiser truck of Aaron Backover. Going to be starting out in there in row 5. Next to him, the number 3, Corey Sherman in 10th. Then we have Brian Dees in the 17. He qualified 11th. Next to him, the number 7, Aaron Ramon, going to be starting 12th. We got Paul Coleman Jr. making his return back this week, starting 13th in the 66. The 78, William Locklear in 14th. We got Tyler Gary in the 26, going to be starting 15th. The 88, Jamie Walker, going to be starting 16th. We got the 4, Noah Van Hoop, starting 17th. 86, we got Terry Foster, going to be starting 18th. Rounding out the field, Chris, going to be the 76, Marshall Newton, starting 19th.
That is the starting grid, the starting lineup here from Pocono. Getting ready to go. It's the Blazing Pedals Truck Series presented by TRJKarting.com right here on MaxSpeedTV. Just waiting for the pace car to drop down, come down pit road. But it takes a little while here, Rick. 2.5 mile track. And man, these trucks are looking good tonight. Getting racy.
Oh man, it's going to be fabulous. 2.5 miles, it's a long track, Chris. Not really doing a lot with the draft, although it does come into play a little bit. But man, we're in for some really exciting racing here from Pocono with the TRJ Truck Series here for Blazing Pedals. I'm excited, man. I can't wait to go green.
all of these trucks coming through turn number 3, getting set to go under the green flag. Just waiting for that pace car to get on pit road so we can get the action started here. 300 miles coming at you, 120 laps, and it's Dalton Kilrow and Michael Cozy Jr. to start this one on the front. Kilrow with an excellent start to this one in 92, follows lead.
And Blake Decker had a really good run there, Chris. Look at what he had to do moving up in front of the number 77 there. And right there, man, Dalton Kilrow kicking some serious butt.
Kilrow up front, but Blake Decker looking to challenge. Blake Decker on the inside trying to make some moves. The 77 of Michael Cozy trying to do the same. We're 3 wide.
And you can definitely do that here at Pocono, Chris. It's a good wide track, doing what they have to do. I mean, it's not something they're going to do all the time in the corners, but it is possible to do. Right now, Blake Decker doing what he has to. He's trying to lead that lap, trying to get that extra bonus point.
Who is going to lead the first lap? We're going to find out now as the trucks head out of turn number 3. You've got Blake Decker, Michael Cozy Jr., and Dalton Kilrow in the top 3. Bryce Lewis in the 12 trying to battle for 3rd. And it was Blake Decker to lead the first lap here at Pocono. Michael Cozy Jr. on the bottom of turn 1 trying to take over the lead from Decker. Cozy has advantage on the inside. Cozy right now has a slight lead. And I do want to point out he is wearing, in that little driver bar there, he's wearing his brand new TRJKarting.com hoodie that he won last week by virtue of winning 4 races in a row. And look at the gap he's starting to put on already, Rick. Michael Cozy starting to take off like a shot. Blake Decker's like, where is he going?
Well, you know, I think it has something to do with that TRJ hoodie, Chris. I wear mine every Sunday night. As everybody knows, I love this thing. High quality, definitely. If you want some gear, if you're not into karting, definitely head over to TRJKarting.com. You know, support Tim and the boys over there. Get yourself a hoodie, a t-shirt. They also have Racing for a Cure autism gear, which is awesome. I got a pair of racing gloves myself. And they got some fabulous stuff there. Stickers, posters, you name it, man. But right now, yeah, Cozy just taking off.
Yeah, he really is. And right now, the 12 of Bryce Lewis, the My Little Pony, he started 5th, and he is battling for 3rd. Dalton Kilrow holds it and is able to dive down below. So Bryce Lewis has to reset and re-challenge that number 24 for 3rd. The 12 truck coming out strong here tonight. Behind him, Chad Oxendine in the 29. Not the best of luck so far this season. Hoping tonight at the Tricky Triangle, things change for him. He'd love to change his season around a little bit starting tonight, Rick.
Oh, definitely. I mean, there's just been so many heartbreaking moments. And definitely looking tonight to change all that. It's a nice long race. I mean, we're only in lap 4 going into lap 5 shortly here of 120. So there's definitely a lot of time to make up, Chris. And if it was me out there, I think I would be just sitting there trying to do my race, get into a position where I'm going to be happy, and just go from there. Maybe relax a little bit. We got some 2 wide action a little further back there. I was watching Tyler Gary in the 26 get around the 16 of Ian Habiuk. He was able to fall in behind Ashton Slice there, so these guys just doing what they have to do. Pretty much everybody single file.
Probably going to see quite a bit of single file action early on here, Rick. No real big need to rush towards the front here. We know we're going to have a couple of green flag, hopefully green flag pit stops that they're going to have to do. So keep them clean, keep them on track, keep them on all 4. That's what you need. Ashton Slice, though, he is right on the back bumper of that 44 of Aaron Bockover. Slice maybe looking to try and make a move. He falls back a little bit into turn 1. Not able to do it there, but gets a good run coming out of turn 1. Aaron Bockover definitely looking in that rearview mirror, and he sees a hood full of 68. Tyler Gary started in 15th, Rick. He's currently running in 9th. I know you were watching him earlier.
Yeah, we definitely got some good movers, Chris. And what I'm actually kind of happy to see here is we are also seeing a lot of guys who are just getting up to the back bumper of the truck in front of them, giving them a little push right now. Ashton Slice trying to get around Tyler Gary. Tyler Gary's coming in. He says, hey, I kind of want to get behind that number 44. Let me in. Not sure if he's going to be able to do it as they go across the line there, Chris. He's still sitting there on the inside of that number 68 truck, and he's going to fall in behind him.
Yeah. At the end of the straightaway, you do definitely pick up quite a bit of draft here, so you have to be able to tuck in like that, or you'll lose momentum, and that's the last thing anybody wants to do. So it's best to stay in a line there, try and keep on that momentum, keep moving forward.
I don't think Tyler Gary's done, though, Chris. So far, he is the biggest mover of the race there. He moved up 6 positions, so he's definitely on the move, doing what he has to do. We got a couple more guys. Got the 88, Jamie Walker, back in his Mountain Dew, which I do have a nice cold Mountain Dew here next to me, Chris. That 88 truck's moved up 3 positions. We got the 78 moved down 4. So these guys are definitely moving there as we're sitting here on lap 6 of 120.
Yeah, just finishing up, going through the field, so we know where everybody is right now. Couple of drivers, we've seen them in the back before, and that's usually where they like to hang out, and they'll start working the way up to the front. Van Hoot, one of those. William Locklear for sure, one of those drivers as well, along with Terry Foster. Terry Foster in the 86, just kind of bringing that Bud Light truck around. And out back is the 66, that's Paul Coleman Jr. Up front, no change. Michael Cozy Jr. still leading the way. And he's got Dalton Kilroe and everybody else coming up behind. Cozy's got a 2.9 second lead already, Rick. It's lap 7 of 120.
Yeah, and that gap just keeps increasing, Chris. Now he's at 3.066 seconds. Got a nice lead there, so just doing what he has to do. But as you know, he's out there, he's racing. I don't think he's really protecting those tires too much, so things could happen here as these laps just keep ticking off and doing what they're doing. But right now, you're absolutely right, though. There is a lot of guys out there, Chris, and that's something that I love about this league, man. The Blazing Pedal guys, and the TRJ truck, our karting truck series here, you know, they like to hang back a little bit, and then they start making the crazy moves. And that's what's fun right now, though. Not anybody can really put any moves on Cozy Jr., man. He's just taking off, and that gap just keeps getting bigger. It's 3.116 now.
Yeah, meanwhile, we're watching the 12. He is battling for 4th place with Tyler Dugan in the 19. Bryce Lewis to the inside, really looking for that position. May have a little bit of help now as the 44 drops down into position. He is going against Chad Oxendine in the 29. So a couple of side-by-sides here happening for position within the top 10.
Yeah, Bryce Lewis doing everything he can, and he finally makes that pass on Tyler Dugan in that number 19 Tennessee Volunteers truck. Doing what he has to do, but man, that Power Puff truck looks strong tonight, Chris.
It's a My Little Pony.
Oh, My Little Pony. It's one of the pink trucks. I told you yesterday I wasn't good at my glasses.
Chad Oxendine in the 29 had 0 luck last time out. Tonight, looking to try and change that. Is the 29 so far, running in 6th place. He did start in 4th, so he's fallen back a couple, looking to try and get those back. But he got a long time to do it, so just put some miles in. Try and figure out where you're going to be strong on the track. This is the time to do all that. You want to figure out where you can get a run, where you might be a little slow. But who's not doing that? Well, it's Tyler Gary. Tyler Gary is trying to get himself to the front. Right now, he is in 9th place, and he is battling with Ashton Slice for 8th.
Tyler Gary winning the opening race here at Michigan just a few weeks ago, Chris. Only win so far. Michael Kors Jr. has the rest of them, but yeah, definitely. Tyler Gary, definitely one of those guys. He's a digger. He's one of those guys that he might hang back for a little bit, but right now he has something to prove. He wants to get up there. He wants to try to catch up to Cozy Jr., but right now, man, I don't know.
Yeah, we got some changes going around in the top 5 as the 12 truck of Bryce Lewis now in 3rd. Blake Decker's fallen back to 4th place. Tyler Dugan, we saw him get a little bit loose, and that allowed Chad Oxendine to get to his outside. Chad Oxendine right now is in 5th spot, and those two battling it out for 5th spot right now, as it's Tyler Dugan in the 19, Chad Oxendine in the 29, still battling it out. good fighting going on early on. Chad Oxidine wins at the line, and they go nose to tail.
You're absolutely right, Chris. There's a lot of guys out there racing for position right now. Another one that I'm watching is the number 68, Ashton Slice. He's finally fell in behind the number 44 there, but he's got Tyler Gary right on the inside there saying, hey, I'm coming through, boys. Make some room. Tyler Gary getting, whoa, a heck of a run, Chris. He's right next to the number 44, Aaron Backover, right now, trying to take over another spot. I don't know what happened there. It looks like he hit the NOS, but there's the number 88, Jamie Walker, also just following Gary around, man. There's Ian Habiak in the number 16 Toyota truck. He's going to put Ashton Slice down another position, or at least he's trying to right now, and he's got a very good, he's just about clear there. Not sure exactly what's going on with Ashton Slice, Chris, but right now he is falling back.
Now, we've seen this out of Slice before where he'll run up front for a little while, just kind of prove that he can. Falls back and then works his way back forward. I don't know that this is the track you want to do that.
No, I mean,
big track.
Yeah, this track is big. You definitely want to stay around. I mean, like I said, the draft doesn't really come into a huge play here, but it does come into play a little bit. But you don't want to be running by yourself. Tyler Gary moves up in front of Ashton Slice. He's on the move there. Ian Habiak in the 16 gets behind the 68, trying to figure out. And I think that's what they're doing, man. I mean, I would be doing the same thing that you said, Chris. You know, I'd be following around these guys, maybe looking at their line, seeing if it's a little different than mine, trying to learn the braking points, the acceleration points, knowing what you have to do. And we have a lot of laps left, so definitely some time to do that. But there's a couple guys that aren't doing that. And one of them is the number 88. Jamie Walker, he is moving up. He started here today in 16th position. Now he's up to 7th, putting a lot of pressure on the 44, Aaron Backover. And here comes Tyler Gary on the inside of the 88. Man, these guys are fighting to get right up front.
A lot of battles going on all over the place right now, and it looks like Blake Decker going back for second. Stalin Kilroe has no choice but to let him go, but he sneaks back to the inside, and look at the spread. The 12 of Bryce Lewis went way down low, trying to keep out of trouble, and now they're going 3 wide. Tyler Dugan backs off, gets behind the 12. Oh, the 12 and the 88 go around. And that collects the 19 of Tyler Dugan. Some heavy damage there between those 3 trucks. We're going to go back and take a look on the Max Speed instant replay. These guys were going pretty hard at each other, about 3 wide. We thought it had settled down. But the 12 and the 88 made contact. Aaron Backover, we're going to have to take a look at another angle because it looks like Backover may have been hit in that as well. We're going to take it from the top. Tyler Gary with a really good run on the outside. The 88 was trying to follow him through. 12 looks like he pushes up, and yeah, Backover definitely gets into the 88 of Walker, and that brought out the first caution here tonight as we are back live. Michael Cozy gonna lose that really big lead that he had, Rick, under caution now, so he's gonna have to try and figure out how to start all over again. Now, last week he did have one time when he came into pit road, he slid through his pit box. And I guarantee you, Blake Decker, sitting in second, would love to see that here tonight.
Yeah, that's one guy that did not want to see this caution come out, Chris. But hey, came out. Now it's going to bunch this field up once again. And it looks like the 12 truck is going to be getting an EOL for causing that caution, Chris, as we get ready to go green here shortly.
12 definitely looked like he was getting tight there, just unable to hold on to it, got into the side of Jamie Walker, and unfortunately Aaron Backover was also involved with that one. Blazing Pedals Truck Series presented by TRJKarting. TRJKarting.com right here on MaxSpeedTV. Thank you guys very much for coming out and watching these trucks go around this big 2.5 mile track tonight. And just know that Rick and I both appreciate you guys coming out and hitting that chat, telling us who you think the best driver is, who do you want to win, stuff like that, man. That's what really helps us out during a broadcast. And it looks like last minute decisions on brakes. Cozy decides to stay out, and Blake Decker is going to come down with Dalton Kilrow and a lot of other trucks. So Michael Cozy staying out on 15s, now 16 lap old tires. And Rick Tires here makes a huge difference. So this is going to be something to watch out for.
Oh, definitely is, Chris. So let's bring up the driver on the number 77, give him a little caution interview here, see what his thought process might be.
Sure.
Driver number 77, Michael Cozy Jr. You got a copy? You got Rick and Chris up in the booth.
I think so. Hello.
Hey, brother. How you doing out there tonight?
I'm having a good time. How you guys doing?
Oh, we're having fun watching the racing, man. Your truck is very strong tonight, doing what it has to do, but we were kind of shocked not seeing you come down pit road. Is this a little strategy going on, or?
Not really. I don't really know what I'm doing, to be honest.
Well, you're definitely doing a good job, buddy. We're out there watching you, and we hope that you have a good race. Now, you do realize you have a bounty on your head, right?
Yeah, so I heard. I look forward to seeing somebody trying to beat me.
All right, brother. Well, hey, listen. Good luck racing out there. It's fun watching, and hope you have a good time.
Appreciate it.
And that was the driver of the number 77 current race leader, Michael Cozy Jr. And he, Brian Dees, and Paul Coleman Jr. all deciding to stay out there on those older tires. Terry Foster was down pit road about 3 laps ago, so he stays out. Dalton Kilrow will be the first one that's taking advantage of this caution. So the 24 truck is the first one that led the rest of the field, basically, Rick, down pit road.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Chris. I mean, it's kind of surprised. There's just a handful of trucks that have not come down for a pit service yet. Kind of interested to see how that's going to work out for them. I mean, we are only lap 16 on 120, so there's definitely plenty of tires, I'm sure. But these guys on new tires, it's going to be kind of interesting to see how things go.
Well, it's going to be interesting. Nonetheless, we have the pace car light off. And we are going to get set to go back to green flag conditions here. 2.5 miles around this track before we can light the torch underneath the hoods of these trucks one more time. And we've got, we're going to be watching, I think we're going to be watching Blake Decker on the outside of the second row, as actually things are starting to shuffle up just a little bit. Terry Foster reassumes his position. So it'll be Dalton Kilrow will be the first guy out there with a new set of tires running in 5th spot. Terry Foster in the 86. Not brand new tires, but pretty young. Only 4 laps on those tires. So watch for the 86 and Terry Foster to try and figure out a way to unlock the Cozy code.
Yeah, it's really good seeing Terry Foster up there in that number 86 sitting in 4th right now, Chris. I mean, that Bud Light truck is a beautiful truck. I watched a little bit of the NASCAR boys today over in Las Vegas, and Kurt Busch actually had a car that was quite similar to that. He just kind of reversed the colors, man. Those colors really do pop out there. It looks really nice.
All right, we are getting ready to go back green flag racing as the pace car starts to exit turn number 3. It'll drop down onto pit road, and Michael Cozy Jr., Brian D is on the front row. Green flag is out. Cozy with a really good shot. Holy cow, it's like he had an extra gear there. He was gone. And that leaves the rest of the field kind of scratching their heads, trying to figure it out. Dalton Kilrow in the 24, bringing it 3 wide. And they situate that. 29, Chad Oxendine on the inside of a 3 wide run. Tyler Gary has worked his 26 truck up into 6th place, and he's got Blake Decker just ahead of him. Brian Dees in the 17 trying to figure out a way to catch Michael Cozy Jr. And so far, you know what? He's not doing a bad job, Rick. He's kind of split the difference between himself and Cozy and himself and Terry Foster. So Brian Dees in the 17 looking to maybe be the one to collect that bounty here tonight.
I'm back here just watching a little further back there, the 16 Ian Habia, Chris. These guys all back here are all trying to fight for position. It's some really good racing back here. We got some 2-wide stuff going on. Right now I'm watching the number 66, Paul Coleman Jr. He's sitting out there on the outside, which is allowing the 19 to get around him. Tyler Dugan gets that pass. He's bringing Noah Van Hoot and Jamie Walker along with him, though, Chris. Number 19 is able to get right up in front of the number 66. This pass is complete, doing what he has to do. But here comes Noah Van Hoot in that number 4 machine. Trying to figure out if he can do it along with Jamie Walker. Ashton Slice is out there. He's getting into the mix of stuff now. Going past the number 7. We haven't talked much about Aaron Ramon tonight, Chris. He's just doing what he has to do. He started here in 12th, sitting in 18th position right now. Probably going, man, boys, calm it down a little bit. I just want to come out here and have some fun.
See the damage to the front end of the 12. 68 has some damage too. This track big enough so that damage does actually affect these trucks. Something to watch out for. But I'll tell you who has no damage right now, and that's Cozy Jr. Cozy up front. Just kind of being up front, relaxing, checking the mirrors once in a while, running his line. And certainly when you're out front by that kind of distance, it lets you kind of run whatever line you want, try things out. But Brian D is looking to try and catch him, put some pressure on. There's some battling going on here for 3rd place. The 86, the 26, the 24 all getting it on right now. The 26, Tyler Gary, takes over 3rd spot. Dalton Kilrow in the 24 follows him through. The 29, Chad Oxendine now trying to take advantage. And Terry Foster loses a bunch in a hurry.
Well, that's one of the downsides of getting caught on the outside here, Chris. Guys going on to the inside, taking your spots away. And if they work together, I mean, the draft comes into a play enough where those guys are going to get around you. So that's kind of unfortunate, but I wouldn't count the 86 out yet. A little stinky out there in chat saying Cozy has a big lead because he said in his stream because the car grips in the tunnel turn and he can run it wide open. That is something that can happen here at the new Pocono. And that's probably exactly what we're seeing, Chris. The guys just got to figure that out. Maybe they're a little light on the brake or just getting off the gas just enough to get around the corner. Lots of interesting stuff. I mean, Pocono, we talked about it earlier. Each turn is different, so that's something that these drivers have to find out. It's not kind of like a normal cookie cutter track where everything's kind of the same, especially in the corners. You got that good banking and everything. Here, everything is different, so you really got to learn where you can hang on to the gas, where you got to let off just a little bit, maybe tap the brake, set the truck up to where you want it to go. These guys got plenty of laps left to try to figure out what is going on.
Yeah, we're going to go inside the cockpit of Michael Cozy Jr. and watch a lap out of him as we're exiting turn number 1 right now. And you see just how long this track really is. It takes forever to get over to turn 2. Listen to that engine come up, hitting about 8,000 RPMs before he lets off. Dives left side tires just under that yellow line, floats it out towards the wall and back on the gas. Doesn't spend a lot of time off from the gas pedal here as he goes into turn number 3. Turn 3, the flattest of them all, and he does have to feather that throttle. You do lose more speed here than anywhere else, but again, floats it out towards the wall, getting ready to cross that start-finish line. And again, you have that very long front stretch. Try and master your way through as you head down into turn number 1, and that's going to be a lap out of race leader Michael Cozy Jr.
One thing I love about Pocono, Chris, is when you're coming out of turn number 3, they got a big sign on there that says, what turn 4?
Well, the other thing you got to keep in mind, there are some elevation changes, and we just saw one there. Coming out of turn 1, you go back up onto the backstretch, and you get set for turn number 2. Then you kind of go down in elevation a little bit. So definitely some elevation changes here that will mess up your truck a little bit if you let him. The 26, Tyler Gary, looks like he's trying to take over second spot. Tyler Gary does. That 26 truck now in second place. Chad Oxendine sitting in fourth with Brian Dees in the middle.
Right now, Chris, these trucks are just kind of nose to tail, doing what they have to do, trying to figure out the line that they want to run. I'm back here with the 78, William Locklear. We haven't talked too much about him tonight. He's out there doing what he has to do, and he's got a little bit of pressure there from the number 16, Ian Habiuk. Ian was looking there on the inside a little bit, but looks like he's going to stay out there. The 92, Blake Decker, he moves down. He's making a pass on the 16 right now, trying to do what he has to do. He's kind of in the good spot right now, trying to figure out what he has to do. Ian's still out there on the outside. I'm sorry. Got the 19, Tyler Dugan, trying to help him out there a little bit. Blake Decker is following a little behind.
Getting asked for a inside the truck shot of the 92 of Blake Decker. There it is. Not sure that that's what you wanted to see. Or maybe something like that. The 86 making a challenge. Terry Foster with a good run. The 86 of Terry Foster to the inside. Passes Decker. And that puts Foster back in the top 10. Aaron Bockover, obvious front end damage on that 44 from the earlier caution. Not letting it slow it down too much as he is currently running in 12th, but definite damage on the front end of the 44 machine. We'll take a look at the 12. 12, very heavy damage to the front end, very slow because of that damage, not able to keep the draft with the trucks ahead of him. And that My Little Pony has seen better days. Bryce Lewis stepping in, trying to knock the dust off from that 12 truck. And, well, unfortunately he did. He knocked the dust right off from it. Michael Cozy Jr. has opened himself up a nice little lead. 3 seconds right now. Tyler Gary trying to figure out a way to try and catch him.
Back here, Chris, with the number 3, Corey Sherman. He is under all kinds of pressure. William Locklear in that number 78. The 19 tucks up behind the 78, trying to give him a little bit of help, but no, they scoot back up onto the outside lane. Right now, William Locklear stuck on the inside. Here comes the 19 and the 16, trying to get him past the 3. It looks like the 78 is going to make that pass. Ooh, there's some good racing back here, Chris.
Yeah, Locklear, Sherman, Dugan, and Habiuk supplying enough action right now. All drivers in the top 10 battling. And Ian Habiuk to the inside of the 3. Can he make it stick? No. Has to fall in line, try and pick up some of the draft. Ian Habiuk trying to get that TRJ Toyota past the 3 truck of Corey Sherman.
Now, Ian was running there with the 19 of Tyler Dugan, Chris, trying to figure out what he had to do, but he just kind of moved up behind the number 3. I don't expect Ian to stay there too long, though, as they're coming down through the stretch here. Coming back into the start-finish line. We'll see what he does, if he stays here or not. Looking on the inside there, but just does not have the run to make it past the number 3. We got a fan out there in chat, Chris, on the number 17, Brian Dees, right now currently sitting in 5th. He started 11th, so he's moved up quite a bit. And let me tell you, that beautiful blue Doritos makes me hungry every time I look at that truck. But he's doing an outstanding job sitting there in the 5th spot right now.
Dallin Kilroe in the 24. He's currently running in 4th. He was the pole winner here tonight. Has some speed in that 24. Just trying to figure out a way to get all the power down on track as they head into turn 1. Dallin Kilroe behind Chad Oxendine. Oxendine started in 4th. He's worked his way back up to 3rd, and I say that because he had fallen back earlier on in the race, but seems to have found the groove now as that 29 racing around this track in 3rd. Tyler Gary in the 26, really trying to figure it out. He's 3.11 seconds behind leader Michael Cozy Jr., and he's just trying everything. Different lines, different entry points, different everything, trying to get it up there.
Yeah, I've been really watching the gap between Tyler Gary and Michael Cozy Jr., Chris, and it's kind of bouncing all over. At some points of the track, Tyler Gary's actually gaining time, and then through other ones, he falls back just a little bit. But man, Tyler Gary definitely trying to figure out what Michael Cozy Jr. is doing to get around this track so fast.
Stands are full here in Pocono, watching Michael Cozy, the race leader. 30 laps done on this race. Cozy, the only driver out there to not have come down pit road. Everybody else, they have. Oh, no, that's not true. Brian Dees in the 17 has not come down pit road either. So I'll have to excuse myself.
And also the number 66 truck, Chris, Paul Coleman Jr. has not taken a pit stop yet.
Well, Rick, we're 30 laps into this event of 120. I believe that it's about time to crank it up.
Oh, yeah, man. I'm excited, man. We actually have a camera for Crank It Up tonight. Let's do it.
I never get tired of the sound of these trucks racing around a big track, Rick. It is awesome. Up front, Michael Cozy Jr. still with a pretty good-sized lead. 3.5 seconds to Tyler Gary in the 26, running in second. Chad Oxendine running in third. Dalton Kilroe in the 24. He is running in fourth spot. William Locklear in the 78, running in fifth. Tyler Dugan right behind him in sixth. Brian Dees under pressure from 8th place runner Ian Habia. Corey Sherman in the 3 truck running in 9th, and Terry Foster rounding out your top 10.
Then we got the number 7 of Aaron Ramon staying in 11th. Blake Decker is up into the 12th position. Aaron Bach over into 13th. We got Jamie Walker in that 88 Mountain Dew truck in 14th. Noah Van Hoot sitting in 15th, Chris. We got Paul Coleman Jr. in the 66 running in 17th. Bryce Lewis in the 12 My Little Pony truck running 18th. Ashton Slice in the 68 running 19th right now.
And that is the field after 36 laps of 120. And boy, oh boy, this is something else. This is the Michael Cozy Jr. show, as he's got a 3.45 second lead over second place runner Tyler Gary. And these guys have just done fantastic tonight, honestly, but they can't seem to find Michael Cozy's kryptonite.
Now Cozy's definitely got Pocono figured out. It's not too tricky of a triangle for him right now, Chris. Right now it looks like we only have 2 people who have led laps. Michael Cozy Jr., obviously the number 1 man right there, running with 34 laps led. We got Blake Decker, who has led 1 lap, and I believe that was the first lap, Chris. And Cozy Jr. coming down into pit road, Chris.
Cozy not able to go anymore as he had 36 laps on those tires. He's going to surrender the lead to the 26 truck, Tyler Gary. And Tyler now is the race leader. Michael Cozy's got to hope at this point that there's not a caution. A caution would hurt really bad, as he is on pit road getting service done. But he's not the only one. Noah Van Hoot also looks to be on pit road, along with, I guess those are the only 2 right now.
Yeah, Chris, it's kind of amazing how long he actually stayed out there, but you're right. Right now, Tyler Gary has reclaimed the lead, doing what he, or has gotten the lead, doing what he has to do. Michael Cozy's fallen back, and definitely, if the caution came out now, it would not be good. It looks like the service is done on the number 77 Chevy. He is leaving pit road now, getting back on the racing surface. Right now, he is sitting in 17th position, Chris. Now we only have 2 trucks that have not come in at all yet for a pit service. That's the 66 Paul Coleman Jr. and the number 17 Brian Dees in that beautiful blue Doritos truck.
Tyler Gary, your race leader. Chad Oxendine now running in second. He's followed by Dalton Kilroe in third. William Locklear and Tyler Dugan will run out the top 5, and that moves Ian Habiak in the TRJKarting.com Toyota Tundra running in 6th place. Brian Dees running in 7th. Corey Sherman now 8th. Terry Foster, Aaron Ramon rounding out your top 10. And you've got Blake Decker in the 92. Jamie Walker right behind him in the 88. He's running in 12th position. Aaron Bach over in the 44, running 13th. Marshall Newton running in 14th. And Paul Coleman Jr., he's rounding out the top 15. Then you've got Bryce Lewis in the 12th. That heavily damaged My Little Pony truck with Michael Cozy Jr. way back now, as he had to come down under the green flag. Michael Cozy running in 17th position. Ashton Slice in the 68 is running 18th. And Noah Van Hoot running in 19th. All trucks that started this race on the lead lap still.
And the number 17, Brian Dees, finally comes into pit road, Chris, for his service. Finally, after 39 laps out there on those tires, and with probably just fumes left in that gas tank, he is in for service as we speak. Looks like we also have Paul Coleman Jr. coming down in that number 66 K2 Slice Chevy, coming in also for his service. These guys definitely stretched it out, Chris.
Well, I said at the beginning of the race I thought it was going to be around 35, and yeah, that's about what it is. Race leader Tyler Gary, he's got his sights set on putting Noah Van Hoot down a lap. Paul Coleman, by virtue of being on pit road, your first truck 1 lap down right now, but Van Hoot out on track, and he may be getting ready to go down a lap as Brian Dees comes out on track. Brian Dees is going to be running 18th, 1 lap down.
Tyler Gary was there playing it safe. Chris got tucked right up behind the bed of the number 4 Chevy, doing what he had to do, maybe saving a little bit of gas there, using the draft to his advantage as much as he possibly could, but he finally goes on to the inside of the number 4 and puts him 1 lap down.
Yeah, Tyler Gary looking pretty good out there right now as the race leader. That fresh air maybe suiting that 26 truck just fine. Rudy Cummings checking in on chat.
Definitely want to take a moment, Chris, to thank all those wonderful people out there in MaxSpeedTV land who are hanging out with us here on a Sunday night as we bring all the action of the Blazing Pedals TRJKarting.com Truck Series here at the Tricky Triangle in Pocono. We appreciate all the fans out there. If you haven't yet, give us a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button. If you haven't, hit that bell. You'll get notified whenever MaxSpeedTV goes live, and that's pretty much every night of the week, Chris. We bring a lot of great action racing here, man. And you know, we picked up another night, you know, really quickly. Wednesday nights, Chris and I are going to be bringing the Racing for a Cause super late models, so that's going to be exciting. But right now, all the action on track right now. You got Brian Dees, who finally got his lap back the old-fashioned way, getting around Tyler Gary with those nice new tires, doing what he has to do, but he's got a long way to catch to the back of the field, Chris.
Yeah, speaking of Wednesday nights, we are going to be running the final test and tune for the Racing for a Cause guys this coming Wednesday night. Then check us out next Friday again here from Pocono before we get ready for the Blazing for a Cause guys next Sunday night. Rick, we've got a lot of racing in store over the next week or so. Just one league trying to get going, another league continuing on, and then these guys really on the second half of the schedule.
I mean, I'm actually kind of looking for next Sunday night, Chris, here with the Blazing Pedal guys. I don't know if you really noticed yet where we're heading, but it's going to be a good time, Chris. We're going to be heading over to Daytona International Speedway, doing the road course there with these pickup trucks, man, for 70 laps. That is going to be fun. Definitely tune in March 10th with us here with the Blazing Pedal guys, because that's going to be a really fun race.
Yeah, I've had that one circled here on my desk all season long. I don't know how that's going to go. Road coursing in the trucks? Oh boy, that'll be neat. I can't wait to see it. Ian Habiak in the 16 really starting to put some pressure now on the 19 of Tyler Dugan. And Habiak has actually been doing a very good job tonight. He's been running in the top 10 most of the night, and we've gotten kind of used to saying that, Rick. Ian's been doing a very good job this season, really trying to be very consistent, top 10 finisher. And right now, he's actually going to the outside of the 19 of Tyler Dugan. It looks like Dugan's actually going to the inside of the 78 of William Locklear. Dugan trying to make position, and Ian maybe trying to follow along.
You know, you're absolutely right, Chris. Ian has been one of those drivers that I've really enjoyed out here watching how he progresses through. I mean, we watched him last season. Now we're watching him this season doing what he has to do. He picked up a win there a couple weeks in the real life doing with his supercarts there. And that was just outstanding to see. So definitely, you know, and I talked to his dad, Tim, a little bit, Chris, and he's definitely pulling some stuff from iRacing. So that's something that's kind of cool. I mean, a lot of people just think of this as a game. You know, they might say, well, it's not a game, it's a simulator. But real-life drivers actually use this service to learn stuff, and they pull that into the real world, and it really helps them. So it's really cool to see Ian doing such a good job. I don't want to talk about him too much because that commentator curse, but right now that number 16 is making me proud, brother.
Yeah, Ian's doing a very good job. Again, running in 6th place here tonight. He's following Tyler Dugan and William Locklear. Those are some pretty good drivers to be following. You know, they're going to be racing pretty clean up front, though. You've got Chad Oxendine running in 2nd place. And Chad, one of those drivers, I have been pulling for him to have a good finish. He's so fast every week, just hasn't had the finishing. He really needs a good finish here tonight. Right now, running in 2nd spot, and that would be it if he can stay there. Dalton Kilroe, though, in the 24, he is looking to try and figure out a way around the 29. But first, they got to dispose of the Ford truck of Noah Van Hoot. He is 1 lap down.
Well, you're absolutely right, Chris. I mean, Chad Axedine and Dalton Kilroy, two other drivers that just have not had the luck that they were hoping for so far this season. It is really good to see them running in second and third right now, doing what they have to do. But what's kind of interesting, Chris, Tyler Gary in that number 26 Chevy, doing what he has to do, man. He's got a point to make, too. I mean, like I said, he came in here winning the first season opener at Michigan. And then it's been the Michael Cozy show ever since then. So seeing Tyler Gary out there trying to say, hey, listen, don't call me out yet, man, because I'm not done. And I want to prove a point that I can win here also.
Well, he started 15th. He has led 10 now. Tyler Gary definitely moving his truck around this track. You see right there, about 180 miles as he goes into turn number 1. We're going to kind of watch speeds here. Down to about 137. And that is the steepest bank corner here at Pocono. But this stretch right here, definitely bringing the speed. Red and blue, gotta go. Thank you for coming by and spending a little time with us here on a Sunday night. We do appreciate it, and we appreciate you chatting out there.
Yes, definitely. Hopefully you have a good start to your week, buddy. Tomorrow's Monday. Thank you again for coming out, and we hope to see you next Sunday.
Rick, we're going to be starting to see some green flag stops here in probably about 5 laps. Michael Cozy is pretty far still behind the race leader, but he'll make up a lot of time if Tyler has to come down under the green. So it's going to be interesting to see. Michael Cozy currently being scored in 14th position. Tyler Gary way up in front of him right now.
Got McKenna Pluckin out there asking, what do you guys think of Blake? Blake who? No, just kidding. Blake and then number 19, man. Or the number 92, I'm sorry. Awesome driver. I mean, Blake's one of those guys that usually he's pretty quiet throughout the start of the race, just kind of gets to where he wants to feel comfortable, and he does his thing, but then he really pours it on at the end of the race, trying to get everything he can do right now. I hope to see Blake right now. He's sitting in 11th. He started here 3rd. So I'm hoping to see that number 92 Chevy, which actually looks very beautiful. He's in a new paint scheme tonight, Chris, with that Ewing Lager, I believe is what it is, with the American flag on the side. So looking something from Blake. I mean, he's had a good couple of races. He's another one of those guys, though, that usually towards the end of the race something happens. He just doesn't have the luck that he really needs. But I don't count out the 92 at all, ever, because Blake's a really good, calm, collective driver doing what he has to do.
Something very interesting just happened right there, Rick. We had William Locklear come down pit road as Ian was going around Tyler Dugan. So now Ian Habiuk in 4th spot, Tyler Dugan running in 5th. That was tight right there. Those 3 trucks were kind of stacked up with each other, and that could have gone really bad. Good communication out on track to try and keep everybody straight, and Locklear coming down pit road.
Wait, no, Chris, that falls back to, I mean, I love Sunday nights, man. I love coming out here with the Blazing Pedal guys. I love that they have the support of TRJKarting.com. Tim is awesome with all that he does. I mean, he's getting into esports now, so that's fabulous. He does have a karting team and a couple other teams out there that he races in the real world, but the amount of respect that these guys have for each other out on the track, I mean, you and I, we've been in leagues, we ran a couple leagues, and it's always nice to say, but these guys are very respectful. They're very clean racers. They have a lot of fun, and that's what it's all about here on the track.
19 drivers started tonight. All 19 trucks still out on track. Top 16 on the lead laps. Ashton Schliss in the number 68, running 17th. Your first truck, 1 lap down. Rick, we got to know, green flag stops are right around the corner. This is going to be lap number 34 for Tyler Gary. He pit last time right around lap 35 and didn't waste any other time on track. It'll be interesting to see if he keeps it to 35 or if he changes it up a little bit.
Well, you know, that's something that I'm sure is on his mind right now, Chris. He knows that he has a good gap between him and the guy who's been dominating this race. That's the 77, Michael Cozy Jr. Cozy came down. He was able to stretch it out there for about 38 laps or so before he had to come down for service. So it's going to be interesting to see if these drivers say, hey, maybe I can stretch it out for another 4 or 5 laps before I actually have to come in. But when they come in, exactly like you said, they're going to be losing a lot of time. I mean, green flag pit stops, that's the thing that always happens. They're going to have to make up a little bit. So it will be interesting to see what Tyler Gary does in that number 26.
Chad Oxendine currently sitting in second place after starting fourth, kind of driving out there by himself. He does have the 24 of Dalton Kilrow behind him. That would be for position. The truck just ahead of him, the 68 of Ashton Slice. He is one lap down right now, so Ashton is looking just to kind of stay ahead of as many trucks as he can. That was almost $1, Rick.
You've been doing very good tonight, buddy. With that, unfortunately, I can't get my numbers straight tonight for whatever reason. I mean, I'm blaming it on my glasses not being on my head, but hey, that's okay.
Oxendine and Kilrow coming down pit road, second and third, giving it up. Coming down pit road, that's going to allow Ian Habiak to come on up in the second spot. Tyler Gary staying out, so we've got more people coming down pit road, Rick. All those green flag stops are really starting to happen here on 51 of 120.
You're absolutely right, Chris. That's something that I was going to say there right before you cut in there. I'm trying to think, what would Tyler Gary do? I mean, he's got to kind of look in his rear view, see when these guys, obviously he missed pit road. We got a bunch of trucks out there on pit road right now, the 24, the 29, the 19, the 88. Terry Foster's there in the 86, all getting service. So this is going to get real interesting to see how this plays out. It looks like Chad Oxendine is going to be the first one off of pit road, followed by the number 24, Dalton Kilrow. Here comes the 19. Their services are complete. They are heading back out onto the racing surface.
Race leader Tyler Gary downshifts. He's coming down pit road. Tyler Gary giving up the lead for service. Will Ian Habiak stay out? Yes, he does. Ian looking to try and lead a lap here in Pocono.
Chris, that's very exciting for me, man. I love seeing Ian. The kid has been working so hard. I mean, you and I, we followed young drivers like this before, and I know you get just excited and happy for them as I do. It's great to see that number 16 truck sitting there in number 1 right now, getting ready to lead a lap.
Yeah, he will have to come across the start-finish line. Ian Habiak actually has a challenge here. He's been out there for 36 laps, and he is going to need to stay out there for at least another lap and a half from where he is on track right now, because he wants to lead that lap. He wants that bonus point. Ian Habiak looking pretty good out there. Got to conserve that fuel, though, Ian. Got to conserve that fuel if you want to lead a lap here.
One thing that's cool about Ian, Chris, that we don't talk about too much is he actually has a real-life spotter. And I know you know something about that because I've done it for you and a couple times for some super speedway stuff. And it really helps when you have that live person talking to you, doing what he has to do. It looks like Ian's going to be leading this lap, Chris. He's staying out for that one lap. He just gained that bonus point, led his first lap out here tonight. That is outstanding. So happy for him in that number 16 TRJKarting truck.
Second place, Aaron Ramon actually on pit road along with Blake Decker. That's going to move Michael Cozy Jr. from 4th up to 2nd, providing time works out. Very exciting times here at MaxSpeedTV, Rick. My dog, Max, as it were, going off thinking, hey, this is pretty cool. Ian led a lap. He's going to get some bonus points. He stays out there again.
I was just going to say,
staying out again.
I'm sure his dad, Tim's sitting there with a calculator, Chris. He's trying to figure out exactly how far Ian can go. This is so exciting to see. And you're absolutely right, man. Max is very happy to see Ian out there out front. That beautiful TRJKarting.com Toyota Tundra doing what he has to do. It looks like he's got the 76 there, going to be going on the inside, making that pass. I'm thinking we're about to see Ian come down pit road there. At least, if not this time by, then probably the next.
Very interesting looking at the scoring right now. Chad Oxendine still being scored in 2nd place. Michael Cozy Jr. was not able to pass him while he was on pit road. So Chad Oxendine with fresh tires stays in front of Michael Cozy, and that's huge news right there on those fresh tires.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier, Chris. I mean, number 1, you and I, we have a very big connection to that number 29 paint scheme there with that number 3 on the side there, honoring our hero.
Leader Ian Habiak decides enough is enough, comes down pit road, and that's going to give up the lead to Chad Oxendine in the 29.
Now this is where it's going to get exciting, Chris, because Oxendine has a lot of time here to do what he has to do, trying to keep that number 77 behind him. As I was saying, Chad Oxendine, one of those guys that we watch every week, usually doesn't have the luck that he wants, but right now he is leading the pack here at Pocono. I'm sorry, sitting in 2nd right now. Well, yeah, there we go. He is leading.
Yeah, he had to get by. Ian, who was sitting on pit road, and now he's done that. Chad Oxendine looks like he is going to try and lead a lap. We've had 4 different leaders so far. Chad Oxendine in position to try and make it 5. Tyler Gary ahead. What happened to Michael? Michael Cozy Jr. pushed back to 5th. Those fresh tires definitely working out for these guys. As Tyler Gary, William Locklear, Dolan Kilroe all able to get around Michael Cozy. Tonight the bounty may be paid.
And I can't wait to see that picture there on the winners' pictures that we get, Chris, of these guys wearing their TRJKarting t-shirts. We have 1 hoodie out there for Michael Cozy Jr. for winning 4 in a row. And now someone's going to have a t-shirt and possibly some sick gloves, man. So I can't wait. I mean, you and I got to figure out a schedule, but so we can actually start racing a little bit, because I have these beautiful gloves actually myself, and I can't wait to use them.
Chad Oxendine comes across the start-finish line late at his first lap, so add him to the list of drivers who have done that. The list now 5 drivers long. Cozy with 34, Tyler Gary 16, Habiuk with 3, Decker 1, Oxendine now with his first lap led, trying to make it more than that. Chad Oxendine out there on just 5 lap old tires, and Michael Cozy, when he stayed out that first time, when everybody else came down pit road, it may have hurt him desperately. He was losing time on track. We didn't catch it because he was the race leader. Now he's trying to make all that time back up. That's tough.
Yeah, definitely got a lot of work to do there, Chris. I'm back here just checking out the number 92, Blake Decker, one of the people that have led a lap right now. Decker sitting in number 11th in that number 92 machine, doing what he has to do. The truck looks nice and clean, so I think he might just be doing what he normally does, man. He's just kind of hanging back, putting the laps down, and, you know, saving himself. I mean, this is a long race, man. 120 laps. We got 300 miles here at the Tricky Triangle. These guys' arms have to be hurting. You know, your ankles are hurting because you're on the gas, you're, you know, off the gas, on the gas, doing what they have to do. But I definitely haven't counted out the number 92, Blake Decker, yet.
Just ahead of him, the driver of the number 16, Ian Habiuk. He is running in 10th right now, and Terry Foster just ahead of him. Terry Foster started tonight in 18th position. He has gone up to 9th place from there. And then you've got Corey Sherman. Sherman is running in 8th position. He started in 10th, so a good move out of him. Brian Deese currently sitting in 7th. He started in 11th, so again, he's moved up. And then Michael Cozy, who has led more laps than anybody else out there so far tonight, he is back in 6th position. Tyler Dugan ahead of him in the 19 in 5th spot. William Locklear running in 4th right now with a 78 machine. And ahead of him, Dolan Kilroe. He actually started on the pole here tonight. Was not able to lead the first lap through, but he has worked his way back up into 3rd place. Has been marred back in the field just a little bit, trying to figure out a way back up front. Tyler Gary, he's led the 2nd most amount of laps here tonight, Rick, at 16. He's currently running in 2nd. He's getting pretty close to the back bumper of that number 29 of Chad Oxendine, race leader. Chad Oxendine really trying to pour on the gas pedal because he sees what's happening in the rearview mirror. Tyler Gary getting closer and closer, and Tyler Gary has been very fast here tonight. He is looking to try and take over the lead, but he's got to catch the back bumper here of the 29 of Chad Oxendine. Dolan Kilroe within a shot. Can definitely see what's happening ahead of him. Would love to see those two start racing so he can start closing the gap on them. And William Locklear right behind would love to see the same thing. Chad Oxendine definitely getting a very big rearview mirror full of PPG as that 26 truck is closing in quick. Tyler Gary goes to the outside. These drivers running slightly different lines. Chad Oxendine stayed down just a little bit. Tyler Gary looks, doesn't commit. Bumper to bumper action for first place here on lap 60 of 120. We're halfway through this one. 150 miles down, 150 miles to go. Here on Sunday night, Tyler Gary goes down. No, doesn't do it, doesn't commit. Heading through turn number 2. And Tyler Gary definitely quicker. Goes down to the inside. We may have a challenge for the lead. Tyler Gary, the 26, definitely going faster right now than the 29. Down into turn 3, the 26 looking to try and take over the lead. Chad Oxendine stays out wide, doesn't even try and really battle him that much. Stayed on the gas long enough to stick in second spot. But Tyler Gary has moved back up to first place. He led the last lap, making that number 17 for Tyler Gary here tonight. Tyler Gary with a strong move on Chad Oxendine. Oxendine really didn't have much for him, but also content right now running in second spot. And Dalton Kilroy's like, come on guys, that didn't give me a chance to catch up. And William Walker is saying the same thing right now. Tyler Dugan running in 5th spot. He's got the lap down truck of Aaron Bockover behind him. Michael Cozy Jr., you see the spread out there. Cozy running in 6th spot. He's got Brian Dees right behind him. Those two running very similar aged tires, 22 and 24 laps respectively. And then you've got the 3 truck. That's Corey Sherman. He's running in 8th spot. And he can see those drivers up ahead of him. Ian Habiak has moved himself up to 9th position. He got around Terry Foster in the 86. Blake Decker in the 92. He's running 11th. Jamie Walker right there in 12th position. And then you've got Marshall Newton in the 76. He started in 19th. He's currently running in 13th position. Noah Van Hoot in the 4 truck, running in 14th position. Aaron Ramon would love to try and find some more speed out of that 7 truck. Currently marred back in 15th position after starting in 12th. Aaron Bockover 2 weeks ago came out of that race as the points leader. Tried to fend everybody off last week. Came in this week tied for 2nd spot with Michael Cozy Jr. Aaron Bockover trying to figure out how to get a good finish here at the Tricky Triangle. Paul Coleman Jr. in the 66. He's running in 17th position after starting 13th. Ashton Slice in the 68, running in 18th position. And Bryce Lewis is running in 19th. All 19 trucks that started tonight are still on track. Bockover, Coleman, Slice, and Lewis 1 lap down. Chad Oxendine was passed just about 2 laps ago by Tyler Gary for the lead. Gary starting to open up a little bit of a gap now. 0.3 of a second, almost 4 as they head into turn number 2. Tyler Gary moving that 26 machine very well here so far tonight. And he's actually starting to open that lead up. Dalton Kilroy in the 24 can see that happening in front of him. Would love to get back. And Rick, I know you had to step away for just a minute. You did miss a really nice, clean pass for the lead. Tyler Gary took it over from Chad Oxendine, but Dalton Kilroy sitting in 3rd spot. He's able to see everything that's happening in front of him. And man, oh man, it's some kind of cool. And I will make note here, the 3 truck, Corey Sherman, was able to get around Michael Cozy Jr. Cozy, since that first run, really has been a non-factor here at Pocono. He's sitting in 7th spot in the 77.
Yeah, I had to run away to take a quick pit stop myself here, Chris. These guys putting on one heck of a show here. We don't want to miss any of the action there, so I appreciate you allowing me to go and do what I had to do. And I also got my glasses on, so I can actually see the numbers now. I shouldn't be mixing those up a little bit too much. But, man, it is good to see that Tyler Gary's out there in the number 26 leading this pack once again, Chris. But, yeah, Chad Oxendine right there behind him. Not too far. Right now about 0.7 of a second behind him.
Rick, we've already done it once, but I feel like Pocono is one of those tracks where you can do it a couple of times and it's okay. We're about to crank it up.
All right.
You know, Rick, no matter how many times we do it, it never gets old. I love to crank it up.
Oh, man, crank it up. I mean, I'm so glad that we have a camera here tonight for Pocono, man. It is just amazing to hear these trucks go around the Tricky Triangle doing what they have to do, man. The horsepower, I mean, number one, I was so excited last season after the Blazing Pedals did their championship where they told us that they were bringing the truck series out here, man. Because the trucks, as you know, one of my favorite vehicles here on the iRacing service to race. And these guys are doing a fabulous job. They have that Friday Night Entry League where people can go and basically try out for the Sunday Night Premier League here with the TRJKarting.com guys doing what they have to do. So I think it's really cool. I mean, these guys do a fantastic thing. One of these days, I really hope to get into a race with these guys just to be out there on the track with such talent, such respectable drivers, to see what they do and maybe learn a little bit from them.
One thing we did miss while we were under that crank it up session was Michael Cozy coming down for his second pit stop. Michael Cozy Jr. now running in 14th, 1 lap down, Rick.
Yeah, and that's kind of big, man. I mean, I didn't expect him to really do that, but hey, he knows what he's doing out there. He's trying to figure out what he has to do. I mean, these guys have been out there now. We're on lap 69 of 120. And so the laps are definitely ticking away, Chris. These tires are starting to get worn again from the last green flag. So it's going to get interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, Cozy Jr. running up front with Dalton Kilrow 1 lap down. He just passed his 3rd spot. Now he's got to be looking, setting sights on Chad Oxendine in the 29. Chad Oxendine, Tyler Gary. These two have been going pretty nose to tail here for a little while. The gap 0.5 of a second, 1/2 second. And it really hasn't stretched much beyond that. Tyler Gary kind of comfortable with that lead right now, I believe. And maybe trying to save a little bit of fuel as this one starts looking like it's going to be green throughout the rest of the race, possibly. Chad Oxendine running in 2nd spot. He did lead 5 laps earlier on. Tyler Gary now has led 26 laps. And Cozy still has the most laps led at 34. But Michael Cozy right now, 1 lap down. Aaron Ramon, actually the first truck, 1 lap down. The number 7 running in 13th position. So Cozy's got a lot of work to do to try and get back up front. Guys, remember, there is a bounty on his head here tonight. And there are some stipulations in order to win that bounty. So something to watch out for. But our friends over at TRJKarting.com looking to give away a pair of racing gloves to anybody that can beat him here tonight. And right now, the guy on the move, Tyler Gary, up front, has been for a long time. KR, you can join the race next week. We head to Daytona for the road course here in these trucks. Next Sunday night, going to be a lot of fun. Not sure exactly how that's going to work out, Rick. Like I said, I had that one circled since the very beginning of the season. It's going to be interesting to watch.
Oh, man, you know, Chris, I did the same thing. You know, I was sitting there, and one thing that was kind of strange to me with this league, they did something that I didn't think I would ever see. Okay, season opener. 99.9% of the leagues out there that race oval, their season opener is always Daytona. So I was like, wow, Michigan. I said, hey, Michigan's a good track. You know, it's a good cookie cutter track. Going to be fun. A little mix up, and I was like, oh, okay, there's Daytona. But I didn't really pay attention to it when I was setting up the events there in YouTube so we could start broadcasting. I was like, wait a minute. This is a road course with trucks. I was like, okay, I've seen them before, maybe out Watkins Glen or something, but I don't think I've ever seen the truck series run Daytona Road. So I'm very excited about next week, man. I mean, I hate to wish my weekends away, but I'm already looking forward to next Sunday night.
Michael Cozy Jr. trying to get around Chad Oxendine right now. Trying to get his lap back the old-fashioned way and to earn it. Now, he was down pit road just 5 laps ago, so he does have fresher tires compared to the drivers he's racing with right now. But Cozy has a long way to go in order to try and get his lap back and try and get back up front. The 77 takes aim at the 26, dives down low. The 26 lets it happen. No sense racing with a lap down truck. So Tyler Gary lets Cozy go by. Cozy gets his lap back. He is now on the tail end of the lead lap, and he's got a lot of distance on this 2.5-mile track, Rick, to try and make up. Tyler Gary, 21 laps in, so he's got about 14 or 15 more laps on this set of tires before he comes down pit road.
Well, that's the thing that I was just thinking, Chris. I mean, what's going through Tyler Gary's head in that number 26 right now? He just saw the guy to be out there. If he is able to win this, he's going to get himself some new racing gloves, some nice Sparko racing gloves, man. These gloves are beautiful. I looked them up on the website over there at TRJKarting.com this afternoon when I saw it and learned about the bounty. What is he going to do? I mean, if it was me, I'd be thinking like, hey, okay, this guy's in front of me. He's got 2.5 miles to go around. He's going to fight through all the traffic again to get back up to me. Do you think Gary's going to come in, maybe do a short pit? Would that even be feasible? That's the question I have.
Well, 73 laps to go. He'd be looking at making a pit stop somewhere around lap 90. That would leave him 30 laps to go. I'd say he's going to have to be out there. And he's going to have to get 4 tires. Now, that being the case, Michael Cozy was going to have to pit one more time. There's no way he's going to make this one. So he's looking at pitting one more time. And it's going to be after everybody else who has fresher, or excuse me, has older tires now. So I don't know if he's going to be giving up or losing. It's going to be interesting, Rick. We're going to have to keep an eye on that. Pit stop strategies, man. They're cool.
And a couple of them that are going on right now. Aaron Bach over in the 44 machine just came off of pit road, Chris. He's got his service done. He got the 66 of Paul Coleman Jr. right now sitting in his pit stall, doing what he has to do to that number 66. So we're definitely starting to see some guys come down for pit stops. Now this is only the second one for Paul Coleman Jr. That was number 3 for Aaron Bach over. So kind of interesting to see what's going to happen here.
The thing is if you stop right now, you have to make another stop. If you can go until about lap 90, you're going to be able to make it. Now, that's a tall order. These guys have been out there. The front runners have been out there for 23, 24 laps. That's all. They're not going to make it.
Yeah, I mean, they still have 15 laps to go, Chris, and before that 90 mark. So that's going to be kind of interesting to see what happens. I'm sure that's on the mind of the number 26 and the 29, Chad Exton, trying to figure out what they're doing. Dalton Kilroe's doing a good job out there right now, running third in that number 24, kind of by himself, just doing what he has to do. Trying to catch up to the number 29. Got a lot of space there. Got William Locklear sitting right now in 4th position, kind of doing the same thing. Tyler Dugan out there with a 19. That rounds up the top 5, Chris.
Yeah, then we got Corey Sherman in the 3. He's being followed by Ian Habiak. Habiak really doing a great job tonight. He's actually led some laps here tonight. He led 3 of them earlier on. And he may be looking to try and pass Sherman here in the next lap or two. Ian Habiak with Father Tim in his ear all night long. I love having a live spotter, Rick, but I don't know if I'd like it to be my father, possibly even in the same room. It might be driving me nuts. But good on you, Ian. Good job, buddy. Keep it up. Tim, you're doing a good job calling his race for him, too.
Talking about that, Chris, I mean, so Tim, the owner of TRJKarting and TRJKarting.com, he has Ian racing for him in his karts. So I'm sure Ian's used to hearing his dad's voice in his ear and definitely giving him pointers. Now, I think with the real-life spotting going into a sim spotting, I don't think that would actually be too bad because it's something that Ian is used to hearing. And it's going to keep him calm, kind of like when I do it for you on super speedways and stuff like that. We work with each other. We know how each other, talk. We know what's going on. I can keep you calm. You keep me calm, and everything's good. But right now, I am super proud of me and that number 16 TRJKarting, number 16 Toyota, doing a great job right now, sitting in the top 10.
I want to go ahead and take a moment and thank everybody who's out in chat land right now. We do appreciate it here at MaxSpeedTV. Love seeing you guys chatting it up with us. We do read them, and we try and respond to them when it's appropriate. Also want to thank all of the drivers of all of our leagues. Looks like Tyler Gary may be starting to try and save a little bit of fuel, Rick. I just heard him feathering the throttle out of 3. Now, 2 things there. Either he's trying to save gas or his tires are so mad at him right now he doesn't think they're going to stick. So 2 things are possibilities there. we may have to... Why don't we go on board and get a lap here with Tyler Gary as he is rounding through turn number 1, starting to get onto this stretch. This is where you see a lot of speed. Tyler Gary definitely not saving any there as he was flat-footing it all the way around. He does get out of the gas maybe just a little bit early, but able to get back in. Nice corner right there. You see him split that apex very nicely, heading into turn number 3. And this is the one I thought I heard him feathering it just a little bit here. He's definitely staying out of the gas just a little bit longer than what I would consider normal, and that may be tires. Tires may be preventing him from getting on the gas sooner than I would expect.
Well, that's one of the things, Chris. I mean, like we said, obviously he wants to try to save gas so that way he can stay out there a little bit longer before he has to come in. Probably hoping that he can stay out there, like you said, for another 11 laps till he hits about lap 90. Then he knows that he can go the distance to finish this race. But I don't know. I mean, the tires are definitely screaming. What's amazing me is I've been watching a bunch of guys in the cockpit view. These guys talking about driving. I mean, I've been in a lot of sim races where you go and you may watch the replays. Guys' wheels are jerking all over the place. These guys are making nice small movements, doing what they have to do. But just watching Tyler Gary come out of that corner there, Chris, the truck did slide up. So I think it's probably a little bit of both, honestly. He's probably trying to conserve as much fuel as he possibly can, but his tires are also screaming at him. So he's just doing what he has to do to control that number 26, get around this track for as many times as he can, and protect his lead.
Yeah, looking in now on second place runner Chad Oxendine. Chad starting to lose a little time to Tyler Gary. About 10 laps ago, it was a half a second. Now 3.283. So Oxendine maybe not feeling the love of those tires either, as he is starting to slow down. Dalton Kilrow in the 24. He started first place. He started on the pole here tonight, currently running in third. So he's got a little bit of ground to make up. William Locklear, Rick, he started in 14th position. Right now, he is running in 4th in that 78 truck, doing a fantastic job, as is Tyler Dugan. Tyler, he started in 6th place, and you're like, well, why is that a great job? Well, he's up to 5th, so he's running in a top 5 in that 19 truck. Tyler doing a fantastic job so far this season. Actually, right now, running 4th place in points coming into tonight. Then you've got Corey Sherman in the 3. He's under pressure by Ian Habia. Corey running 6th, Ian running in 7th position right now in the 16 TRJKarting.com pickup truck. Then you've got Blake Decker. Blake has got some fans out in chat in that number 92. Blake Decker, he started in 3rd. He's been way back in the field. He's starting to work his way back up, and we've kind of gotten used to seeing that out of the 92, Rick. He's worked his way back up into 8th position. Jamie Walker, one fast driver right there, doesn't seem to have a good handle here tonight, as he is currently being scored in 9th place. He did start 16th, so he's up 7 positions, but Jamie Walker looking for a little bit more as William Locklear is on pit road. Terry Foster now moves up to 9th place as Locklear on pit road. Terry Foster doing a good job tonight. He started in 18th position, and he has worked himself all the way up to 9th position. Then you have 10th position, Michael Cozy Jr. Cozy has led a bombshell amount of laps here tonight at 34, but now he is marred back, rounding out the top 10. Marshall Newton running in 11th position in the 76. William Locklear, we just said he had stopped on pit road. He's down a lap now, but he has got fresh tires. Brian Dees, and that Doritos number 17 truck running in 13th position. And then Aaron Ramon running in 14th. Noah Van Hoot going to be running 15th position in that Ford truck. And you see the bounty on the back of that truck. That's pretty cool. Ashton Slice running in 16th position. He started in 8th, so definitely not the run he wants. He does have some damage to the front end from our one and only caution here tonight. And speaking of damage to the front end, there's the My Little Pony car. There's $1 driven by Bryce Lewis. Bryce pulling out the number 12 for Mark Arthur, blowing the dust off from it, setting it up real quick for the race here tonight. He started in 5th position. He was involved in the only caution here tonight, running in 17th now. Aaron Bockover got a little piece of that accident too, as the 44 truck running in 18th, and then Paul Coleman Jr. actually on pit road right now, but Coleman running in 19th position. Tyler Gary, your race leader, has been out there for 31 laps on this set of tires, Rick.
And I'm trying to remember, Chris. I know tonight we have some payouts going out to 1, 2, 3, and then the mover of the race, or move of the race that we think. And I'm trying to remember how these tires are working. I'm trying to go through the, I know it's here somewhere, the rules. So that could be another reason why these guys are kind of falling off a little bit, doing what they have to do. Right now we definitely have a payout right now. $15 going to first, 10 for second, 5 for third. And then we have either a move saved, or we just get to pick what we want for another $5 payout. So that's kind of interesting, something to look forward to too. So these guys aren't only racing for a bounty, and they're not racing for points, they're also racing for a little bit of a payout at the end.
This race very clean so far, only one caution for just a few laps. That happened early on in the race before the first pit stop. Since then, we have been green flag racing here tonight at Pocono. And man, the tricky triangle, yeah, it has been, but not in the way you would think. These guys have figured it out, Rick.
Well, they definitely have, Chris. I mean, this league, I mean, I love Sunday nights. Number one, I mean, these guys are just heck of a drivers. They're awesome wheelmen. They go out there, they put on a good show every Sunday night, doing what they have to do. And I mean, this just shows one caution so far, tricky triangle. It is a very technical track with each turn being different, and these guys are just doing what they have to do and proving to everybody right now this is the place to go.
Yeah, and Tim spoke out in chat. He was definitely on the ball here as he let us know, yeah, you can only stop twice here for tires. So you were right, Rick. There is a rule here. 2 stops for tires, and that is it. So you're doing 300 miles on basically 3 sets of tires, right? You got your first set, then you can change them out twice. Oh, boy. That's tough, man. These trucks will start pushing if you don't have good tires on them.
Well, you know, going back to watching Tyler Gary there a few laps ago, Chris, as he's coming down pit road right now, that's kind of breaking news. I was glad I snapped onto him right then and there. So Tyler Gary, the number 26 leader right now, coming down pit road for his service. He said lap 85 is enough, man.
Tyler Gary bringing the 26 down. He's going to give up the race lead to Dalton Kilroe if Dalton stays down. No, he doesn't. Dalton Kilroe on pit road, as is Tyler Dugan. Top 3 racers on pit road right now. Things are going to change, Rick.
Oh, it's going to be real interesting to see how things turn out here after these green flag pit stops happen, Chris. And now, boom, look who's taking the lead right now. That's the number 16, Ian Habiuk, and that TRJKarting Toyota doing a fabulous job, man. I've been so happy and proud to be here tonight with you, Chris, up here in the MaxSpeedTV Hammond Hotel watching this. Ian is one of those drivers that I always love following those young drivers, seeing how they progress throughout their season, watch them get better is just something awesome. But right now, the number 16 back in the lead.
Yeah, 16 was able to get around Corey Sherman in the 3, and Ian Habiuk, he is looking to lead some more laps here tonight. That TRJKarting.com Toyota definitely looking good out there. One of only 2 Toyotas that took the field here tonight. Him and Bryce Lewis, the only 2 out there. Everybody else running the Chevy Silverado.
Corey Sherman pulls off. He was in second place, Chris. That's going to leave Blake Decker, the number 92, going into second position. But yeah, Corey Sherman coming down for his service now, giving up that second position for some Sunoco racing fuel.
Okay, so Ian Habiuk out there. 32 laps he's got on those tires or for this run. Don't even know at this point if he stopped for tires last time, although it looks like by his pit stop time he probably did take tires last time. But Ian is out there up front, and Rick, if he can stay out there for about 3 more laps, he can make it on just 1 more stop.
Now I got to throw out a proposition to Tim. Now, if you make some Ian Habiuk number 16 fan shirts, I will definitely be ordering one, my friend. Ian is doing such a good job out there, Chris. Looks like he's going to stay out again for another lap. So far, he's led 4, looking to lead number 5 here as he crosses the start-finish line. doing a fabulous job. I mean, that number 16 looks strong. He's just doing what he has to do. And he's got quite the gap in between him and second place, Chad Oxendine, right now. That gap is about 5.133 seconds, doing what he has to do. Let's see if he's going to stay out there for a couple more laps.
Oxendine does have fresh tires, so watch for him to come storming up to the back bumper of Ian. But if Ian can stay out until about lap 90 or so, he's got this race with only one more pit stop, which he's going to be due for. So this could come down to pit strategy after, I don't even know how many miles, 88 times 2.5. I don't have a calculator in front of me.
Right now, Blake Decker, he was sitting up there towards the front, Chris. He came down pit road to get his service done. He's going to be coming out, looks like possibly 10th position. That number 92 looking strong. He's all done. He's just getting right back up to speed there. He's trying to catch up to the number 17 of Brian Dees, who's sitting in 9th right now. I haven't talked much about Jamie Walker. He's going around the number 44 of Aaron Backover, working his way up. Jamie came in tonight starting 16th. He's sitting in 8th, so he's moved up 8 positions, Chris, doing what he has to do in that beautiful number 88 Mountain Dew Chevy.
Yeah, Jamie Walker, he did start in 16th position. He's currently running in 8th, as you said, Rick. And Walker really trying to figure out a way to... He's another one of those guys. He's a very, very fast driver. Just hasn't had the luck this season. And not even... actually, he is. Excuse me. He's running 6th in the point standings coming into tonight's race. So certainly he would love to have a great finish tonight. But Ian Habiak, that kid's doing everything he has to do. Came into the points tonight in 9th position. And if the race were to end right now, man, he'd jump up in points really quick. Awesome night for that kid right there. Ian Habiak in the 16. Chad Oxendine still running in 2nd. Not that far behind, honestly. But he does have much fresher tires. He was on pit road 8 laps ago at 29. Definitely got some speed there as he is catching the back bumper of Terry Foster, who's just ahead of him. And once he does that, it's just Ian Habiak time. Foster down to the inside. He's going to go around race leader Ian Habiak. And Chad Oxendine with a huge, huge piece of momentum there. Drops down, follows Foster through turn 3, and Chad Oxendine now race leader. Now it's time. Now you're on lap number 90. Ian Habiak, it's time. You can come down pit road. You can make it on one more stop. Chad Oxendine is on his way. Nobody's bothering him. Although, look behind Ian. The 26, that's Tyler Gary. Tyler Gary has led a bunch of laps here tonight, and he's looking to try and get back up front. Chad Oxendine in sights. He's got Foster between him and Chad Oxendine. Tyler Gary looking to try and get to the race lead back on pit road just 5 laps ago, Rick.
Well, that was one thing that was kind of unfortunate for Ian there, Chris, as we're watching. I mean, that pass happened right as he was getting ready. I don't know if he was actually thinking about coming down pit road, but the outside lane was blocked, so it caused the number 16 to stay out for one more lap. I mean, right now we're on lap 91, heading into 92. Ian's coming down pit road right now, so I think he stayed out for one lap longer than he really wanted to. But hey, listen, I am proud of that number 16 right now.
16 heading down pit road. And I don't know if he has another set of tires. I hope he does. If he does, boy, he's going to be somebody to watch as this one starts to close up. The 26, speaking of closing up, closes up to the inside of the 29 of Chad Oxendine. Tyler Gary trying to make it race win number 2 here tonight as he has dived down to the inside of the 29. The 29 on the outside. Oxendine trying to battle Gary. Gary gets ahead of him by about a fender. Tyler Gary has a little bit of momentum in that number 26. He would like to take the lead. Tyler Gary's led the most laps here tonight at 42, and he would love nothing more than to be the guy to receive those gloves for knocking off Michael Cozy Jr. here tonight.
Well, I was down in the pits with the 16 machine, Chris. I did see fresh tires put on. Ian comes out in 10th position, getting back up to speed, back on the racing surface now. Chad Oxendine looks like he was able to get around the number 26, Tyler Gary. they're still battling it out. Gary's not happy about that. He's like, nope, I'm going to come. I'm going to try to do what I have to do. And it looks like Gary in the 26 is going to reclaim the lead here.
Just about takes the nose off from the 29 as he moves up, and that allows the 29 to kind of go back to the inside. The battle not over for the lead yet. The 26 and the 29 battling it out again. The 29 with a good turn in. Not able to keep momentum though as he falls back behind the 26. Nose to tail now.
And I don't think Oxidine's done yet, Chris. He's going to keep looking on the inside there. Tyler Gary trying to figure out as they go around corners, trying to figure out where he can make that pass and where he's going to get that run. Now, one interesting thing to note, Chris, is we're at the end of this race. It's halfway through the season. This is race number 6 of 12. We got Daytona Road Course coming up on March 10th. We're race 7. We got March 17th. Going to be race number 8. That's going to be Darlington. That's going to be a fun race. And we're heading over to Texas Motor Speedway, New Hampshire Motor Speedway. And then race 11, we're going to be at Homestead, Miami. And that's something that I really like what this league does. They actually take the tracks that they've raced throughout the season. They throw them up in a poll. And every driver gets to vote where they want to do their championship race. We don't know where that's going to be. It's going to be to be determined. But I think that's really cool on how these guys work. But right now, we still got to finish up the tricky triangle.
Yeah, Tyler Gary, now that he is up front again, has put a 0.6 of a gap between himself and Chad Oxendine. Gary, very happy to be up front in that 26 truck. And Chad Oxendine has got to be thinking that Tyler Gary's got an extra cylinder under the hood of that number 26 as he passed him about a lap and a half ago. Already almost a second differential between the two. Meanwhile, back in third place, the 24 truck, that is Dalton Kilroe. And Kilroe started on the pole here tonight, was not able to lead the first lap. So Dalton Kilroe has had an uphill battle here tonight. He was able to qualify very, very well and hasn't really done much since. He is running in third place here tonight, and it sounds like he may be starting to save a little bit of fuel in fourth place. Rick, it's the 77 truck. Michael Cozy Jr. has led and won the last 4 races in a row. He's trying to make it 5, but there's a bounty on his head tonight, Rick, and it may be helping these other guys get it going, as Michael Cozy Jr. has been a non-factor for a very long time in this race. Tyler Dugan in the 19. He's running in 5th spot here. He started in 6th place tonight. Dugan with a very good run, running in the top 5. Then you've got Corey Sherman. Sherman started in 10th position. He's running in 6th here tonight in that number 3. And he's got the bounty hunter riding on the side of that thing. He's one of those bounty hunters. Jamie Walker in the Mountain Dew, 88, running in 7th position. He started in 16th. That qualifying effort, very much not like Jamie Walker. Very fast driver, just hasn't been able really to tame this tricky triangle here tonight. But if he can come away with a top 10 or even a top 5, I think he'd be very happy with that. Blake Decker behind him, running in 8th position, looking to battle right now maybe with the 88. Blake Decker currently being scored in, he makes the pass, being scored 7th. That makes Walker 8th. Ian Habiak came out of pit road just a few laps ago in 10th position. He has climbed himself back up into 9th position. And Brian D is rounding out your top 10. He started at 11th tonight, running in 10th position right now. William Locklear in the 78. He's running in 11th. Rick, he's the last truck on the lead lap from 12th on back. We've got trucks that are at least 1 lap down. Paul Coleman Jr. looks like he is maybe out of this race as he's been on pit road for about a half an hour. Usually that indicates a popped motor. But Marshall Newton is running 13th. Noah Van Hoot running 14th. Aaron Ramon running 15th. Aaron Backover running 16th. Ashton Slice 2 laps down, running 17th. Bryce Lewis 4 laps down, running in 18th position. Coleman 19th right now.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what happened to the number 66, Chris. I watched him as he's coming down pit road. I didn't see any smoke or anything coming out of the rear of that Chevy Silverado. Hopefully everything's okay. It seems like he might have had to step away from the simulator cockpit for a little bit. Hopefully everything's okay there with Paul Coleman Jr.
It's been a very long time since there was a caution here in Pocono. Your race leader, Tyler Gary, hoping that there isn't one. Would love to see this thing go green for the rest of the way out. 22 laps to go. Chad Oxendine running in second spot, 2.216 seconds behind race leader Tyler Gary, and then Dalton Kilroe a long ways behind second place. Kilroe and Michael Cozy. Cozy about a second and a half behind Kilroe right now. Cozy running in fourth.
What I'm happy to see, Chris, is pretty much every driver in the top 10 has not had the luck that they would hope for throughout the season. So it's good to see that these guys are having a good long green flag run here at Pocono. I mean, Chad Oxendine has not had the luck. Dalton Kilroe, another guy. Tyler Dugan, Corey Sherman, Blake Decker, Jamie Walker, Ian. I mean, and Brian Dees, you know, these guys all had late race stuff happen to them throughout the season. Like I said, we're in race number 6 of 12 for the season, so we're at the halfway point. So it's good to see these people's luck finally turning over for them.
Tyler Gary would love to get the race win here tonight. Tyler comes in 5th place in points, and he's behind Ashton Schleiss, who has the lead in points coming in tonight. Aaron Bockover, Michael Cozy Jr. tied for 2nd. Tyler Dugan running 4th. And then Tyler Gary. So Gary would love a race win here tonight. Would definitely help his efforts at securing the race championship here at the end of the season. But we've got 20 laps to go, Rick. 21, really. So Gary doing what he has to do to get there, but he's on 14-lap-old tires. And he's still got to make the rest of this run, and that's just where it's at. I mean, everything you've done up to this point is great to get you in position. Now you have to close it out. And Tyler Gary, we know he can close it out.
Oh, you're absolutely right, Chris. But I wouldn't count out the number 29, Chad Oxendine. He's been running really good. He started here 4th. He's sitting in 2nd. He's been running up front most of the night. And just looking at the points, Chris, within the top 10, these guys are only about 37 points behind the leader down through. Like you were saying, Aaron Bockover, he's only 2 points. He's right there with Michael Cozy Jr. tied for 2nd. Tyler Dugan sitting there, 12 points. So all these guys want to have the race that they're having right now. The points are going to be mixed up halfway through the season. That's a good place to be.
Question came out, how many cautions have there been? Well, there's been 1. It was for 3 laps. We've had 8 different lead changes, 20 laps to go. And Tyler Gary sitting up front by a comfortable margin, 2.65 seconds. Tyler Gary trying to definitely secure this one. Michael Cozy looks like he had to come down pit road as he's now sitting 1 lap down in 11th position. Cozy did try and stretch it out earlier on, Rick, in that caution. Didn't come down with everybody out, stayed out on those older tires. And while he was quick on track, I think it ended up hurting him in the long run. That's one he's going to look back, wish he had it to do it all over again.
Well, I definitely think there's going to be some studying going on right now. It looks like we have Aaron Bockover in the number 44 coming down pit road, Chris. But, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, you know, live and learn. You know, you stay out there. He stayed out there for quite a bit, came down for his service, but that opened up a lot of time. And, unfortunately, I mean, he's been doing what he had to do to work his way back up, but it hasn't worked out quite for him. But right now, Tyler Gary, the man to beat, he is doing a good job out there. Chris, Chad Oxendine trying to figure out what he's doing, sitting there in 2nd. This is going to be interesting. We got 19 laps to go, buddy.
Yeah, and Ian Habia just got around Jamie Walker. Ian now running in 7th position. So Habia, he's only been out there for about 9 laps on this setup. So he may have some additional speed that the other guys would be hoping for. Habia may not be done yet as he is challenging Blake Decker, who's only about, I don't know, like a few seconds ahead of him. He's definitely within the zone of catching with the 19 laps we have here to go.
I've been, you know, I keep saying it, and, you know, Ian's doing a really good job, Chris. He's doing what he has to do. You know, he started this race in 7th. He's still sitting in 7th. He's moved up from his pit stop. I mean, when he came out of pit road for his service, he came out here in 10th. So he has, you know, caught a couple of trucks, did what he had to do, and he's not done yet. I don't think, you know, that's something to definitely watch as he's sitting there racing right now with Ashton Schleiss, just trying to figure out what he wants to do. He looks like he's going on the inside here as they're coming into the corner to try to make that pass. That number 16 Toyota is looking fast.
Yeah, Ashton down a lap, so he lets the 16 of Ian Habia go on by. And Ian now has to catch Blake Decker. He's got about a 2-second gap between himself and Blake Decker to make up. Corey Sherman right now in the 3 truck. He's doing a great job. He's running in 5th spot. He started in 10th position tonight, Rick. And top 5 finish would be huge for that 3 truck. Tyler Dugan in the 19, also looking to finish up in top of the top 5. Tyler came in tonight in 4th position in points. He's running 4th right now. It'd be a good night for him. Dalton Kilrow in the 24. He's running in 3rd place. He did have the pole for tonight's race, but Kilrow was unable to lead that first lap. And he is looking solid here for a top 3 finish. Chad Oxendine really just wants to finish in the top 3. He has had some of the worst luck this season that I've ever seen out of a driver, and he would love to come away here with a top 3 finish. And that brings us up to race leader, the 26, Tyler Gary. Tyler has led 54 laps here tonight, the most laps of anybody, and he continues to march that 26 on through this track. Through turn 3, heading down towards the start-finish line is Tyler Gary.
You know, it's kind of funny that we say that, Chris. You know, we're sitting here going, Chad Oxendine, he's going to be happy with 2nd. Listen, these guys want to win a race. I mean, that's what you're here for. But after the luck that they've been having this season, a 2nd place finish would be a huge morale booster. It would get you back, you know, get you all pumped up heading into Daytona for the road course, which is going to be interesting anyway. I mean, that's going to be anybody's race, Chris. That's going to be something that these guys have not done yet this season, hitting a road course. That's going to be interesting to see. I can't wait for next Sunday night. And right now, though, we're going to see who's going to take the Tricky Triangle. We got 16 laps to go, brother.
Cool, Cat. In order to join these races, you got to check out Blazing Pedals. They have an entry league that happens on Friday nights. What they do, they run the exact same race, the exact same distance on a Friday night. The only difference is it's not broadcasted. Once they figure out that you can drive and hold their line, they will advance you into the Sunday night league, but they need to see that out of you before they let you come up to the Sunday nights. So that is how you do it. Check Mark Arthur or go on to iRacing and check out the recruitment tab, or I think it's called the recruitment tab on iRacing. And while we were dealing with some lap traffic, look at the 29 truck. He was able to close gap on the 26, your race leader, Tyler Gary. Chad Oxendine may not be done, Rick. The gap, 1.133 seconds. He's on the back bumper of Tyler Gary. Chad Oxendine may be looking for a race win this season.
Yeah, Chad Oxendine definitely looking into, Chris. I was going to break into it, but it's very important for these guys to know. If you do want to race for the Blazing Pedals, go onto iRacing, go onto the league tab, and just type in Blazing Pedals Entry League. It's going to pop right up. Apply for one of the admins will get to you, and you're going to be doing basically what these guys are doing every Sunday night on a Friday night. And like Chris said, you know, ooh, Chris, we have Chad Oxendine coming into pits, brother. And
Chad Oxendine not able to make it on fuel. He's coming down pit road, and you're right, Rick. He was sideways coming down. Tyler Gary continues to stay out there, but Chad Oxendine not able to make it, comes down pit road. Dalton Kilrow assumes 2nd position, and man, oh man, the bad luck continues for that 29 camp as he is down on pit road for service. James Hatcher out in chat. He is exactly the person that you need to talk to. Send him out a message right on iRacing. There's his name.
Definitely, James. Thank you for coming out here, helping us out. It's good to see you out in chat. It's good to see everybody out there out in chat right now. We got about 34,000 people watching us, Chris. Make sure you give us a thumbs up. Leave us a comment. Leave these guys a comment. They're putting on one heck of a show tonight here at the Tricky Triangle in Pocono. If you haven't yet, hit that red subscribe button, hit that notification bell right to the right of that subscribe button. You'll be notified whenever MaxSpeedTV goes live, which is pretty much every single night of the week. We bring some league. But hey, we appreciate you being out here. Chris and I love having you guys out there in chat. We really appreciate it. And so don't these guys here at Blazing Pedals and the TRJKarting.com. If you are a kart racer in real life, head on over to TRJKarting.com. He also has a lot of apparel, safety gear. A lot of people go to him for sim racing shoes. They have Alpine gloves that start around $49. So definitely check out the boys over at TRJKarting.com. Tell Tim that we sent you. You know, that's what we're all here about. We love that Tim's out there. He has some real life racers out there, Chris. But then here he is, right here, getting into esports, and it's just a fabulous partnership that these guys have with the Blazing Pedals and us here at MaxSpeedTV.
Dalton Kilrow sitting in 2nd place, trying to figure out if he can close that 9-point 3-second gap up to race leader Tyler Gary. Kilroe, a long road to hoe with 12 laps to go. Tyler Gary definitely putting that 26 truck on cruise control right now, as he knows exactly what he needs to do to win a race. It would be the first time he's won since the very first race of the season, Rick, and Dalton Kilroe would love to try and take it away from him, but he's got a lot of road to catch up before he can even attempt it. Michael Cozy, just to keep you up to date with Cozy Jr., he's running in 9th place right now.
And I also want to give an update on the 29, Chris. He had to come down, get a splash of Sunoco Racing fuel on the number 29 GM Goodwrench truck, doing what he had to do. He is sitting in 7th position right now.
Rick, I think Tyler Gary may be going into fuel conservation mode. I think I just heard his truck cut out on him. We're going to go on board the number 26, take a lap around this big 2.5-mile track. And yes, indeed, he is coasting around these corners. He knows he is going to try and stretch the fuel out longer than he has all race long. He's been out there for 24 laps, and we've got 11 laps to go. 36 laps is what he's trying to do and save enough fuel to possibly burn the house down here, as he is up front by a pretty large margin, 8.933 seconds. And he is definitely in fuel conservation mode as he cuts that throttle down to nothing, hits the clutch and drops it down to 2,000 RPM before he gets back in. Rick, this is going to be a challenge for Tyler Gary.
It is. I mean, we've seen it all race long, Chris. He should have enough fuel, but the problem is he has been up front and he's been racing hard. He's got a really good lap in between him and Dalton Kilroe, who's sitting in 2nd there in the number 24 Chevy Silverado. It's 8.71 seconds. But listen, you can never be too cautious. I mean, how bad would it be is if you're coming into the last two laps or even the final lap and you run out of fuel? That would just be terrible. So I think it's really smart on what Tyler Gary's doing right now in that number 26 machine.
I don't know if he didn't get a full tank of fuel last time or not, but 25 laps ago, plus the 10 that he has to run is 35 laps. Tyler Gary's been doing about 35 laps per service, so he should have enough fuel to make it. He may have just done the calculations in his head, Rick, and figured it out. He might know now that he has enough fuel to make it. His lead 8.95 seconds, and he gets on the clutch again. Noah Van Hoot goes around him in turn 3 as Tyler Gary hits the front stretch and starts building up that speed.
You know, and I've been watching that gap, Chris. It has been gaining, but then it falls. You know, we were just sitting at almost 9 seconds. Now it's 8.200. So Dalton Kilroe definitely catching up, but Tyler Gary doing everything he can to try to protect that lead, make sure he has enough fuel to get around this 2.5-mile track.
Yeah, KR actually kind of put it out there. He's watched about 10 minutes this season. That's about 5 more minutes than I was able to watch so far this season. I just can't bring myself to watch NASCAR right now. There's something about the sport that's changed, and luckily for me, as a commentator, I don't get that here on iRacing. iRacing is still a little bit more exciting than the actual racing that happens week in and week out at NASCAR. I love iRacing. I'm trying to like NASCAR again. I will give it a challenge. I will give it a look again, but right now I just can't seem to bring myself to watch NASCAR events at this point. Rick, I know you're on the other end of that. I know you're still watching, and I can't even tell you who won today. That's how bad it is.
Well, I did catch a little bit of the race, Chris, and you're absolutely right. Something definitely has changed in actual real-life NASCAR, and it is harder for me to watch. Being a huge Dale Earnhardt fan, I mean, obviously in 2001 we took a big hit there in Daytona, and, you know, obviously I stuck by Junior in his camp because he did, as he was starting racing in the Busch Series, which is now the Xfinity Series. Obviously I became a fan of the number 8, and but today Joey Logano did win. I did catch the last few laps. I'm not really happy with the actual aero package that they have. I thought it was kind of a boring race. Kurt Busch was doing good. I don't really like to say that, but he is a teammate of my driver now, which is the 42 Kyle Larson. But really, for me, I've been watching more of the Truck Series on Friday nights when I have a chance. If not, I record it. But then Saturday nights is my main thing. I mean, I follow the Junior Motorsports guys over there. So they had kind of a good race. Noah Gragson came in in the top 5, so it's kind of cool. But yeah, the real life racing, no way, man. I'm excited every Sunday now. Instead of worrying about NASCAR, I get more excited about coming here with the Blazing Pedal guys to see what they're doing. And right now, Chris, they're putting on one hell of a show.
Yeah, they really are. And we're going to go through the top 10 one more time. Tyler Gary has been leading and has now led 64 laps of this event. Tyler Gary up front in the PPG 26 Chevy Silverado. Dalton Kilroe in the 24, the Exalta 24. He is running in second place tonight. He did qualify on the pole, was never able to lead a lap. Dalton Kilroe going to be happy with a top 3 here tonight, it looks like. Tyler Dugan in the 19. He started in 6th place tonight. He's currently running in 3rd. And how about this kid, Ian Habiak, running in 4th position in the 16 truck. Absolutely awesome. He started in 7th place, and he has moved himself up to 4th. Corey Sherman in the 3. He started in 10th position, running in 5th. Blake Decker started 3rd. He's currently running in 6th position in the 92, but a good all-around race for the 92 truck. Chad Oxendine had to give up 2nd place to come down pit road, and right now currently running in 7th position, Jamie Walker in the Mountain Dew Chevy Silverado, running in 8th position. Michael Cozy Jr., who earlier on led 34 laps, not able to find his way back up to the front after he stayed out during the first caution, that proving to be his downfall at this track. Terry Foster in the 86 just goes down 1 lap to race leader Tyler Gary, but Terry Foster running in 10th position, and that does round out the top 10, Rick. So top 9 trucks still on the lead lap, everybody else at least 1 lap down, and it's been a pretty darn exciting race here at Pocono.
It really has, Chris. We got 5 laps to go. Looks like the number 78 William Locklear heading into pit road right now. Not sure what his thought is. Maybe just running out of fuel. Needs to get a little bit of splash and go. There, that's unfortunate for the number 78 machine sitting in 12th position right now. But you're absolutely right, Chris. I mean, Terry Foster, number 1, I want to thank you for typing up some track facts and stuff for us here tonight at MaxSpeedTV. Chris and I really do appreciate all the info that these guys here at Blazing Pedals give us, so that way we can make the broadcast a little bit better. Having a good run there, sitting in 10th, Chris. Like you said, the first truck 1 lap down. But man, just looking at the top 5, man, there's so many guys here, even 6th, 7th. You know, these guys have had such bad luck throughout the season. It's good to see them getting to where they are right now. We got 4 laps to go. Not sure how it's going to end up, but right now Tyler Gary's pretty strong right there. He's got quite the lead gap in between him and Dalton Kilroe, the number 24, having an outstanding race tonight.
Being asked, Rick, if a lot usually changes in the last 5 laps, and I'm going to say it usually depends a lot on the track. But right now, we've got 4th place Ian Habiak running down 3rd place runner of Tyler Dugan, and that is for position right there. That blue Toyota trying to come in the top 3 tonight, and what a race that would be if he could do it, Rick. Ian Habiak has been pretty darn strong all night long. He's looking for a top 3 here at Pocono.
Yeah, definitely. He's not giving up. He's right there on the back bumper, the number 19, Tyler Dugan. We haven't been able to say that too much, Chris. Usually Dugan getting into some late race stuff, so it's really good to see that Tennessee Vols truck out there doing what he has to do. He's getting a little pressure right now for me in that number 16, but right now these guys are just having fun. They're in the top 5 doing what they have to do. They're having an outstanding race tonight here at the Tricky Triangle in Pocono.
Ian Habiak currently sitting in 4th position, trying to take over 3rd, but your race leader Tyler Gary with 3 laps to go, doing a fantastic job tonight, Rick. He has led 68 laps so far here tonight. Would love to finish this one up in 1st place. It'd be his first win since the first race of the season, and the first time anybody else but Michael Cozy Jr. has won in the last 4 weeks.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Chris. I mean, the bounty has been posted, and now it's looking to get paid right now. We got about 3 laps to go as they start coming across the start-finish line. We have 2 laps to go now, Chris. Tyler Gary doing what he has to do to protect that lead. He's got the beautiful Bud Light truck right there behind him, giving him a little bit of a push here as they're coming through. It doesn't look like the 86 is going to stay there for too long, though, as he goes down on the inside of Tyler Gary, trying to get his lap back, doing what he has to do. Terry Foster doing a fabulous job out there tonight, though. trying to get back on the lead lap, though, and I don't really blame him. I mean, that's where you want to finish, you know?
Yeah, Terry Foster going to be happy with a top 10 finish. I would be here at Pocono. This track, very tough to drive, and especially for this distance. 300 miles, very hard on the equipment, very hard on your body, Rick, as you don't really have a lot of brakes here. We've only had one caution. These guys have been throttled down ever since.
You're absolutely right, Chris. And while we were talking there, Ian Habiak in the number 16 was able to get around the 19 of Tyler Dugan. So Ian Habiak moves up to third position in that number 16 TRJKarting. We got one lap to go, brother.
2.5 miles left to go for Tyler Gary. Can Tyler Gary cross the start-finish line and win this one? It's going to be a heartbreaker for Michael Cozy Jr. as he's not going to win for the 5th week in a row. But Tyler Gary looking to take advantage. This 2.5 mile track comes down to this final lap, and Tyler Gary up front with Dalton Kilroe 5 seconds behind him. Tyler Gary wrapped in lap down traffic, but that's not going to be a problem for these guys. As he sneaks down to the inside, Schleiss lets him go by. The 68 doing exactly what you would expect from a lap down driver on the final lap. He gets out of the way for Tyler Gary. Tyler Gary rounds turn 3, heading towards the start-finish line. Tyler Gary goes down low, and Tyler Gary is going to be the race winner here at Pocono.
Congrats, Tyler Gary, man. That's the second race this season. He came in with the opener at Michigan, won there, Chris, set the precedence for the season. And then Michael Cozy Jr. took the next 4, but there, boom. Tyler Gary showing that he can still win. He takes the spot here at the Tricky Triangle. Congratulations.
Dalton Kilroe brings that truck home in second position, and even Ian Habiak, top finisher for Toyota tonight, comes home third place. Tyler Dugan going to bring the 19 home in fourth, and Corey Sherman bringing it home top 5 here tonight. So we have, for the first time in a long time, Rick, a different winner here on a Sunday night. Tyler Gary able to collect that bounty. Oh my.
What a heck of a race here, Chris, tonight. That was outstanding, man. Congrats to everybody. That was just outstanding, man. I don't even know what else to say.
Guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break. Rick and I have been at this for a little while. We're going to come back with some post-race interviews, and then we're going to wrap up this Sunday night. Stay tuned here on MaxSpeedTV. We'll be right back.
I gotta go.
And we are back here on Sunday night, getting ready for post-race interviews. Tyler Gary ends up winning this 300-mile event here at Pocono. But first, we've got Ian Habiak, driver of the number 16, bringing it home in third place tonight, and Rick caught up with him.
Ian Habiak, the driver of the number 16 Toyota TRJKarting. You got Rick and Chris up in the booth. You got a copy, brother? Why now? You got to hear me, bro. I've been waiting all season to do this. Ian Habiak, you got Rick and Chris up in the booth. You got a copy, bro?
Is it possible, Rick, that he may be so excited on a top 3 finish that he is not able to find his push the talk button?
Yeah, that very well could be, man. I mean, I know I'm excited for him. You got to set up that push the talk button there in TeamSpeak, bro.
We'll give it one more time. Ian Habiak, driver of the number 16 Toyota Tundra. This is Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy? Okay, Rick, we're going to have to come back to Ian. Hopefully he can straighten that out. Finishing in third place tonight, Ian Habiak, driver of the number 16 Toyota Tundra. He's bringing it home third place tonight, Rick, which was good enough for $5, but what else do you got?
Listen, I mean, Chris, he has been driving so hard. I think we get to pick somebody who had the move or anything in the race, man, and I really want to give that to the number 16 TRJKarting.com driver, Ian Habiak. So he's going to be coming home with $10 tonight, I do believe.
Yeah, for the first top 3 finish here for Ian Habiak this season, I believe that's a well-earned extra $5 in his bounty. But we have to move on, Rick, and we're going to move on to driver of the number 24 Silverado, Dalton Kilrow. Dalton, this is Chris and Rick up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
10-4.
Dalton, you came home second tonight, bud. You qualified on the pole, and, man, you had kind of a back-and-forth night. You were able to fight back into second position. Was it the tricky triangle? Was it the truck? Was it the setup? Tell me about the race.
Well, overall, race was really good. Came down to the wire there. Actually, crossing the line, I was sputtering crossing the line, so I'm lucky I was even able to make it around to park over here. But overall, race was fun. That one caution was unfortunate, but it allowed us to play that pit strategy and get us to make it to the end.
Well, until the end you did, bud. A second place finish, definitely nothing to sneeze at, and that's going to help you out quite a bit here in the point standings as well. Is there anybody on that 24 truck that you need to thank tonight?
Well, first off, I got to thank TRJKarting for everything they do for this league. Without them, we would not have near the audience, and we would not be able to do what we do without them. So big thank you to TRJKarting. I got to thank everybody at TIR, Tackling Inferior Racing. So Tyler Gary, Tyler Dugan, Blake Decker, Aaron Ramon, and dear God, it was a fun race.
It was fun to watch. I mean, you had that one early on caution, but then everything kind of played out perfectly under green and got you up towards the front, finishing second tonight, Dalton. Congratulations once again. We'll get you back with your teammates. Congratulations, driver of the number 24, Dalton Kilrow.
And I also want to let you know, Dalton, too, get with Mark Arthur there after the race. He owes you $10 for coming in second tonight, brother. So congratulations. You did a heck of a job out there tonight in that number 24.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Take care.
And that was your second place finisher, driver 24, Dalton Kilrow, killing it tonight, bringing it home in second spot. And that leaves us just one more driver, Rick, and I think you caught up with him on Victory Road.
I did, Chris. Tyler Gary, the driver in the number 26 PPG Chevy Silverado. You got Rick and Chris up in the booth. You got a copy, bro?
Yes, sir.
So listen, you claimed the bounty, brother. Good job tonight.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about your race there. I mean, we saw you saving a little bit of fuel at the end. Were you scared that you weren't going to have enough, or was that just a safety precaution?
A little bit of both. I was based off what I was being told by my teammate, and how he's looking at his I forget what it's called. How he's looking the fuel monitor was. It was looking like it was going to be pretty close, so I was making sure I had enough at the end. Gave a little bit more to do burnouts too.
Well, that's awesome, man. I mean, you came here, you set the whole precedence of everything here, and, you know, at the beginning of the race, or the beginning of the season, you took over Michigan. Then we had, you know, four-time winner, and boom, here you are back again, man. So congratulations on first. Is there anybody out there on that truck you'd like to thank?
I'd like to thank everyone on my team, Tactical Inferior Racing, Alden, Tyler Dugan, and Ramon and Blake Decker, and the team owner, Ryan Wash, and you guys for putting on this broadcast. You guys do an amazing job every single race.
Well, thank you. We're honored to be here with you guys. I mean, Sunday night is something that I always look forward to now. So that's awesome, man. Thank you for that. We really appreciate it. Tell us, before we let you go, what are you thinking about next week heading over to Daytona Road?
I'm pretty nervous, to be honest. I've only had a little bit of practice there. Before the season started. I'm not too confident on that. I'm just hoping for a decent finish in that, especially since I'm not that great of a road racer to begin with.
Well, that's going to be awesome, bud. So, again, congratulations on the bounty. Congratulations on your second race win of the season here. And also congratulations for that $15 payout to first.
Thank you.
All right, and that is driver number 26, Tyler Gary, bringing the PPG Chevy Silverado home in first place tonight. Unfortunately, unable to get Ian Habiak online here tonight, but he did come home third. That was good for $5. We're also giving him an additional $5 here tonight for finishing in the top 3 for the first time this season. Congratulations, Ian Habiak, and congratulations to everybody here who made this track kind of get owned. Only one caution here tonight. Awesome run from everybody here tonight, Rick.
Oh, you're absolutely right, Chris. I mean, Sunday night, these Blazing Pedal drivers, they never disappoint us here on Sunday nights, and this is just another race, man, that they just put on a heck of a show, man. So congratulations. Unfortunately, we were not able to talk to Ian. We got his spotter and dad, Tim, out there in chat saying that there's something going on with the mic, so maybe next week we might be able to bring him into a little bit of practice or something and get a little interview with him. But congratulations to all the guys out there that won. Tyler Gary coming in first, Dalton Kilroe second, Ian Habiak third.
And that is going to do it from this 2.5 mile long track, Rick. This was a great race, and we look forward to bringing you all the action again next Sunday night from these guys at Blazing Pedals, sponsored by TRJKarting.com. Guys, if you haven't gone and checked it out, go check it out. Buy a hoodie, buy a t-shirt if you're not into racing. If you are into karting, they've got all of the parts that you're going to need to put something together. And that is about it from Pocono here tonight. Guys, have a great weekend. We will see you next Sunday night with the Blazing Pedals drivers. Thank you.